It's showbiz. I got the producer give me heck behind scenes. She goes, "I'm not really ready. I guess what's you're going to
Just
be ready in a few minutes
yeah.
or something." Anyway, we'll get her in here in a bit. That's Scoozy, the best part of the show. Clearly, she's the best part of the show. Um, Holy smokes! I guess Massey did a tribute to the late Billy Jones of Billy's Record Salon over in New York. It was very well received, and props out to Massey for supporting him. Today's episode, this is the public thing. I got this little Patreon thing, and it's like $5 a month. Is basically a small group of us. We get together and have a few laughs, and talk about music and stuff. Anyway, things are going good, but today's episode is in fact titled "Watching the Wheels Go Round." There's not a lot happening. I mean, we're kind of working on our deck. We had some rain damage, some rot. Can you imagine? It was horrible. Good morning, Cheryl. You're the first one in to say, at least you're the first one in talking. You're the first one in talking. But yeah, we're going to paint the deck today, and we put some lumber in. Nick, you're welcome to come up here whenever you want. Well, you and I'll talk and have some fun. Still having a great time with this upgraded stereo system of mine. I mean, my God, this is top tier stuff, man. At the risk of getting crazy, but this thing sounds so good, and we listen to it pretty much every day. And yeah, we're very grateful for what we have. But yeah, we got some rot weather damage on the deck. It was had some issues. So anyway, we've been out there, and Sue, really, you've taken the quarterback position on this thing, and she's got the trim in today. We paint it. And I thought maybe we'd go to Home Depot later today too.
For what?
And get that piece to run down the side.
Yeah, we'll get that figured
where the
out.
siding goes. Okay. Holy smokes, she's all trying to get her act together.
And you're just...
I'm good. It's time to have to talk to you. Aggie, we love you. Let's go Texas A&M. How did they make out? How are they making out? Where is Texas A&M in the gridiron world, right? Let me know. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you, I woke up today and, as is my habit, because I'm really working out, to drop some pounds, drop some pounds. 246. I started out when I first weighed myself, to my horror, 309 pounds. Oh my God. That's like what? 200 stone? What is it in England terms? But anyway, so yeah, 246. Is the current weight. We're not at the Butterfield 8 weight yet. Loki likes to call it my Butterball 8. Hey, Rach and Sue. Sue is deleting the links I posted to the stream, and she doesn't want anyone to watch. What the hell?
Loki is. I'm putting links in the Discord.
What the hell?
Never mind. He just keeps deleting.
Yeah.
Them.
Hey, Loki, is Dagon doing a counter stream? I hope so, Fluffy. We love Dagon. Holy smokes, going up against the big gun, is he? Well, you got all sorts of types out there trying to do whatever they can do to make their career fly. I don't worry about any of it. Anyway, welcome aboard, everybody. Happy, Sunday? Happy Sunday. So, yeah, I've just been R&Ring a lot, I guess the world is still recuperating or, reeling from the passing of Brian Wilson, late of the Beach Boys. Aggie goes, you're looking good, Rach. Yeah, it's good to, slim down, but there's a thing about, the old people and the young people. Old people, young people. There you go, Sue. Let's just drop in a public. Remember, there's no such thing as a bad boy. So if we get, Spring-Yelled Jim or Invisible Ray of any of the other children, remember these are young boys and they've got to find their way in the world, right? They've got to find their way. So we just love them. You can just smash that at your leisure and come on in. Holy smoke. What the hell are you? Now, why are you so frustrated? Where is angst coming from?
You keep stating the obvious.
Well, it's obvious to you, it's obvious to me, but it's not obvious to all the children out there. Remember, Sue, there's no such thing as a bad boy. Okay, that's the thing. Holy smokes, that's kind of creepy. Good morning, Rachel and Sue for Jay's Farley. Farley, we're big fans. Thanks for all the support, kid. So anyway, yeah, we're out working the deck. I've been reading through these massive volumes of 1960s Silver Age DC Detective Comics, right? Batman, Superman, everything. There is no such thing as an Iranian nuclear weapons program either. Well, you keep smoking the funny stuff. It looks like they took something out yesterday.
Bombs
took
away.
about 3 bombs away. Praise God. And I love the way Trump in his speech said, "I love God. We love you, God."
That was like really
that was
cool.
so sincere, and I just love it. Brought a tear. You were getting kind of teary.
I got a bit misty. Well, the thing is, he's kind of like a cultural Christian to me.
Pika!
And he seemed quite sincere right there.
He was very sincere.
So I thought that was really cool.
He was very sincere. He loves his country. The president is amazing.
For whatever it's worth, that's what I thought about it.
Oka Shield, that's Jen's. Welcome from Fiji. It's crazy because of the size of our globe. That already it's in the late afternoon there.
I know.
In this Fiji. And it's
4:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's like 7:00 here. The day is, half over, more than half over. Anyway, Ian looks like he works hard in the kitchen. What the hell? Big E, we love you.
Big E's redoing his kitchen. I hope it's going okay.
We hope you're doing really good.
He's having to supervise the Brazilians.
Yeah.
So
imagine bringing religion. Well, it's the same as your godless atheism. That's a religion by default.
Yep.
You fucking atheists. God have mercy on your souls. God have mercy on your souls. Jim, hi. Jim's Jim. So we call him the boss. We love him. I'm reading Superboy. Superboy 1962. This is fantastic. Now, is it in a collected edition or are you reading the individual adventures? I've got, can you hand Sue? Can I?
Yes, dear.
The Superman. Okay, that ain't Superboy, it's Superman. Oh, and hand me the World's Finest Volume 2.
What's that one?
Right there, next there. Right, any of those. Sure, that. Thank you, Sue.
You could do weights with those.
Oh, yeah, these are heavy. These are these omnibus collected editions, and they are freaking gorgeous. I love them. And, but there's so many. Look at this. This is the Silver Age Volume 1. And it's got all the early adventures of Superman. Look, there was a lot of big monkeys in early Superman. Look at the size of that little monkey there. He's not even a little monkey. He's a giant ape. But, it's Superman. Right, look at that. How iconic. All Silver Age, right? Brainiac, right? Brainiac. You've heard the expression, so it was a Brainiac. And then the real fun one is, see you, Loki. Don't let the door kick your ass on the way out. I think Psycho Platters might be doing something. You go watch that. Anyway, World's Finest, Batman teams up with Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. So not only do you get Batman, but you also get Superman together. These are great team ups. This is Volume 2. I'm really waiting for Volume 3 in this set to be published or released. It's not out there. So there you go. But it's great. It's a kind of these comics, these Silver Age comics go for a small fortune. Someone going for thousands of dollars. And so it's a great way. Let's put Loki to one side for a month. Good morning, Rachel and Sue, and hi, Peanuts. Ian, welcome aboard. We love you. Mine, it's not in a collection. How many you got? Because, there are hundreds of things. I love the Superboy comic books, and I read the Superboy, the Adventure Superboy. I love Superboy, Superman, the whole Superman family. They call it the Superman family. But I got the Green Lantern. I got Flash in 2 volumes. 3rd volume's been published. There's a moratorium on it right now. It's out of print, so I got to wait. I tried to order one from Montreal to get her all done. Hey, Sue, do you find adults reading comics silly? Do you find it silly that I would read these things?
No, I don't find it silly.
What's the drive? Yeah, what's the drive for me?
I think it's usually the storyline. So you've got good storylines. It's just fun. It's fantasy. It's just
none of it. None of that. You know what it is? It's nostalgia, pure nostalgia.
There's a lot of reasons why people read comics.
It takes me back. It takes me back to an innocent
So none of my ideas were
on. You're off
valid.
point.
Well, you asked about
Yeah.
people. You didn't ask
Yeah.
about you. For you, I would have said nostalgia.
That's
right
a
away.
possibility, Loki, in an alternate world that you live in. Don't you have a Tesla to blow up somewhere, Loki? If you were the only guest on Rob's streams, I'd watch every day. However, Mazzy is there, so that what? Mazzy's incredible. Mazzy is a raconteur of no mean reputation. He's incredible.
Biggie's just got Mazzy overdose.
Okay, maybe too much exposure. It can happen to the biggest of stars.
Oh, I love Calvin and Hobbes.
And there ain't nobody bigger. I'm more of Calvin. We love Calvin and Hobbes.
We read that to our son.
Our son had a Hobbes doll.
Yeah.
Like a little tiger.
Let's just say our son had an incident when he was a teenager, ended up in the hospital for 3 days. Yeah. And what did he clutch?
Yeah.
His Hobbes.
Yeah, the Hobbes thing.
Yeah, his Hobbes
he
tiger.
He was fucked up, man. He's taking too much acid. But anyway, here's the deal. He ended up doing all right, that kid of ours. Okay, Biggie, on the construction front, as with all construction projects, different issues keep popping up. However, I will say the two main guys who have been working are very nice. Translating via Google Translate is a pain. What the hell?
Nice, because they speak Brazilian.
Because you speak Brit.
I tell you what, this sunroom that we have on the deck really was a shabby job how they put that thing together. I mean, there's just issues.
We don't, but there were multiple issues because the original build, then we had a secondary build where the guys came in and maybe they added to the problem.
I'm sure they probably did.
So that's the thing, right? We don't really
Anyway,
know.
I think we're going to get it fixed by this soon. It's all going to be tickety-boo. But
Aggie reads, or Aggie writes, I read Calvin and Hobbes to my oldest son every night when he went to bed. My favorite one is the transmogrifier, and you got Calvin, and he turns into a tiny little Hobbes, and he looks up, and he goes, I'm kind of underwhelmed too. Underwhelmed is the word. I love it. A lot of fun. Calvin Hobbes, very sweet, a lot of fun, great humor. You know, I also bought the first 20 years complete, Charles Schulz, 1950, 1970. And this is my period as a kid, 1965, 66, really 66, 67, 68 is prime Charlie Brown for me, right? The Christmas specials were out. We watched and they debuted. In the 60s, kids, they made all these shows that have become iconic, and it all created around there. And not only that, but all these great toys and games that are so iconic, so familiar to so many, were actually invented in the 60s. 1965, Rock'em Sock'em Robots. You know, we've all seen Steve Carlson. We love Steve out in Colorado now. We're not going to knock his block off. And they were red and blue. My aunt and uncle gave us and they had the yellow boxing ring. You had the little things and you move them around. We had that in 1965. What a great gift. And what a great Christmas that was, 1965. Yeah. Also got a killer hockey set that year, by the by. And then, there was G.I. Joe came out, 1964. G.I. Joe shows up, which was my favorite toy of that year. I got one for my birthday, G.I. Joe. And I remember going down the Army Navy store in Vancouver that was still open up to about maybe 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Yeah, I don't know when we were over in Van, and I went there, and I went to the exact spot on the wall where, 3 decades earlier, 30, 40 years earlier, I had been in there. Yeah, 1964, G.I. Joe, and he wasn't a little tiny 1980s G.I. Joe. He was a full G.I. Joe, full size. I got one. He's not here. I got him in the other room right now. Because I'm horribly, terribly nostalgic. I love all that stuff. The game Sorry, Pop-O-Matic, Trouble, the game of Trouble, Pop-O-Matic, Pop the Dice. Look out, sister, you moved twice. It's a bubble. You push the bubble. The game of Sorry, as mentioned, move along. And the game of Life came out at that time. Mousetrap came out at that time. Mousetrap, you build a whole mousetrap.
Yeah, we had all those.
Rachel, have you watched High Noon 1952? Indeed, we have. Indeed, we freaking well have.
We were only allowed we had Scrabble and Monopoly and all those fun, crazy games with plastic and stuff on them. They, our friends had all those games, but our parents would never buy us those ones.
Those
All
fun
those,
games. Well, see, I lived in Burnaby at the Hillcrest Apartments. You've visited. You've been there a couple of times over the years.
Yeah.
Bill Codville joined us. We went there a few years ago. Ladies and gentlemen, our first guest of the show is a pretty big name we're getting up here. Relax, Ian. It isn't mass. Hey, Nick.
Hey, good morning, guys.
We're giving you co-billing along with Scoozy up top.
Oh, wow.
Man, Nick, are you nostalgic at all? Do you have a nostalgic bone in your
100%? Yeah, extreme. Yeah, what were you just talking about? Nostalgia?
Talking about like some of the toys and
I still have some.
Yeah, I go out and collect them, huh?
Bish is here.
Hey, Bish from Bleeding FX. He's in the house. We love you, Bish.
I mean, have you seen like the price of like original like Star Wars figures and stuff?
Oh yeah,
it's ridiculous.
There's so much of it. I mean, there's so many things. I remember our little nephew was into that, Bo.
Oh yeah.
And so we've got him this Lego, and there was Lego because there was so many. You got action figures, you got Lego Star Wars, and the stuff goes for a fortune. The Millennial Falcon you can get.
Oh, I have the Millennium Falcon, but it there's nothing in it. It's just like the husk of the Millennium Falcon. But
holy smokes, Nick, are you good with English euphemisms? I don't know if this is from Anglophile England, but it's New Hampshire. The next few days is going to be crazy hot, humid, hotter than moist. Than a Turkish wrestler's jockstrap. I guess wrestler.
Wow.
Wow. Sounds pretty hot. Hey, Rach, have you messaged Baggy to congratulate him on his new bicycle? Is it going to be Baggy's Big Adventure? Baggy's Big Top? All these folks, look out. I hope no one's
the Alamo.
Right. Yeah, he's going to have trouble. Yeah, check the Alamo. Good God. Remember the Alamo. Jackson House Flaming Groove listens. Good morning, Nick. You're getting a friendly hello.
Hey, Jack. What's up?
Yeah. We love Jack. What a great name Jack is, right? Jack be nimble, Jumping Jack Flash. How cool is that? What an refreshing Jumping Jack Flash. It's a gas.
Oh, I love that. One of my favorite albums is probably Get Your Yayas Out, and it starts off with Jumpin' Jack Flash.
Holy smokes, we got emotions out here. Loki Teal, what's wrong? Why are you crying? He's just crying.
Yeah, Easy Now's mentioned Deese, and I was thinking about him last night.
Yeah.
Hoping he's okay, obviously.
Loki goes, crying is a lease of pain. It's absolutely fine. What a mature attitude towards that. No false machismo. No false, appeal to a masculinity that may have died in Loki some time ago.
Heaven forbid.
Oh, God help us. So what have you been listening to, Nick? What are you rocking and rolling?
You know what? I've been listening, and I wasn't going to buy them because I gave up on them, is the Pixies. When Kim Deal left the band, the bass player, you know her, you remember.
Oh, we know Kim. Yeah.
She was just such a huge part of the band. When she left, I just went, nope, washed my hands of it.
Yeah, well, teach the kids. Not everybody knows what went on with Black Francis and Kim and writing credits and stuff.
Oh, yeah. You don't know. But Arnaldo sent
New York.
A Black Sabbath record I had been looking for, and the new Pixies record, Doggerel. And I've been listening to that, and it's like it sounds like what the Pixies are and were.
Yes, it does. I've got that album, and courtesy of guess who? Arnaldo.
Yeah.
Nice. Because of BMI, so they came up with it, and Arnaldo gifted us a copy of that. Pixies are great, and it's a good album. It's got
a cool cover.
It's very approachable. It's very accessible.
Absolutely.
Right? Kim Jong Il was Kim Deal. Kim Deal, Kim and her sister, right? Kim, because they went on and formed their own thing.
Kim and what's her name?
Wow.
I forget. I told you the story about when I was in like 7th or 8th grade.
Yeah.
inside of the album Surfer Rose, the Pixies album, it says Mrs. John Murphy instead of Kim Deal. Now, my dad came home from work, and he already, my favorite band, Pixies, always has been.
Yeah.
And he said, "Hey, that band you liked? What is it, Pixies?" Yeah. I work with her ex-husband.
What?
And yeah, John Murphy worked with John Murphy. So John Murphy had a whole bunch of like promotional stuff that Kim left behind.
Yeah.
He gave it to my dad and gave it to me.
Yeah.
And then when the Pixies, came through, I want to say this was like the Doolittle tour.
Yeah. Big
so
time.
It was early when they were still firing and
that's still my favorite. Because Here Comes Your Man is.
It's a classic pop.
I love that thing. Yeah,
it's amazing.
Oh my
but
God.
he would hook me up with tickets and passes and stuff. So I'm like 15-year-old me backstage at a that's a big deal, and I'm kind of scared, like they're smoking pot. I was like, oh no.
Ian, take care. Have a great day. Stay cool, man. Stay cool in New Hampshire.
Hey, Ian.
Maybe we'll get Flow State up here too. We'll see what's going on in that world. And but so good to have you here, Nick. So you've been listening. You've revisited the Pixies.
100%.
That you're intimately acquainted with.
Yeah.
They don't have the biggest discography. Like if you want to start getting into Pixies, Doolittle is where you start and you go from there.
Well, they had an EP that was called The Purple Tape. It was just on cassette at first with their demos, and then they put that out on vinyl. Yeah. The next thing that came out was they call it a mini album. No, that's an EP.
EP.
I don't like this mini album.
No, fuck mini album. There's no such thing.
Right. That's dumb.
Extended play, man.
They put out this mini album called what the hell was it? Was it called? I think it's Come On Pilgrim. And then Surfer Rosa, then Doolittle, then Bossa Nova, then Trump Lamont, then the newer stuff. But those 4 or 5, that's the Pixies to me, So
period. Yeah.
And even the Breeders, I like.
Breeders are good. The Breeders are good.
Like one of my favorite songs in the world is probably the song "Saints" by the Breeders. It's so good.
Russell goes that the Safari EP is great. Safari. Yeah, you know what? We haven't even played those guys on this system yet.
And what song? Oh, we were going to play
M79.
Vampire Weekend. Yeah.
M79.
You got to hear that. That's going to sound
just because it's got all that classical stuff and with the violins, the cello.
Yeah, we were watching a bunch of YouTube M79.
Yeah,
videos.
we watched a couple.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's so just having a fun system, listen to all this stuff too. So Pixies sound really good on it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's like when you go like as extreme, like with a full new system, the music is like it's like revisiting all your old music again, and it sounds all the better.
Well, you know what's really amazing? Yeah, one of the most, jaw-dropping kind of, what am I even listening to the same freaking thing? Yeah, I always knew it was good, but when you return to it and you hadn't heard it listen for a while, is the Squeeze, not the Squeeze, but Squeeze,
Squeeze
45 singles, 45 and under.
Yeah,
that greatest hits package. I don't know what they did. Their special magic. That band is a B tier band. It is not a headlining act in most venues. They're the kind of band that would go back up somebody else. But that album sounds so good. It's like one of the best sounding records in my collection. Is absolutely masterful. There's magic in that mix.
Which one is it? I have a bunch of their albums.
Yeah, singles 45s and under.
Okay. I mean, I also have that one that's like, it's like a die. It's not a die cut, but the sides are cut, and it's got like hands squeezing the album and that record. You know,
yeah.
You know, they cut it out so it looks like it's being squeezed.
There is a discernible difference depending on the recording. So even with this incredible unit, with this high-end DAC that I've got kicking, you know, I got an NAIM, the name game. I got a name DAC dedicated to streaming, and it's beautiful. I mean, and the thing rocks. We played Led Zeppelin, and it just, holy shit.
How was that?
A whole lot of love. We played a whole lot of love. The digital, and I've got like 5 copies on vinyl, 5 fucking vinyl copies of Zepp too. But listening to that, it gives you everything you want. However, there is, you know, depending on the source, no one is equal. The 2i Columbia release of The Boxer off of Simon & Garfunkel's Bridge Over Troubled Water.
Yeah, you can't touch that.
So when I play that, even the clean digital and the beauty of it, the definition, it lacks the power and the punch of the vinyl. And there's nothing that can equal it. But trying to find a clean copy, mine's got still a crackle and pop in that. And
a clean copy of what? A clean copy of what?
Bridge Over Troubled Water.
I may have an extra copy. I'll look because I have.
It's got to be pristine. I'll pay you big.
Get out of here. Stop.
I mean, not pristine, but it's got, you know, like, because the crackle pop.
Yeah.
I don't want my snap crackle pop.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah. Okay,
Nick,
Rob.
can I speak to you directly?
You know what, Rob?
Hold on. If you're going to offer something, listen. If you're going to offer something free to someone, better fucking make sure it's perfect.
Hold on now, stop it. If we're talking, no, I told him I'd pay for it. I'm telling him I'm paying for it because, but I'm looking for a real clean copy of that, and they're hard to find. Rob, have you run across a real crystal baby pink clean or OG? Because I will pay for it.
I mean, they got played.
There's certain things, you know. There's not a lot of extra space up here, Rachel. So there's certain things that stick in my mind, and when I go looking for records, it's the mono bookends, right? That's the one you want. That's how I'm fixated.
That's what you love bookends. Is your favorite?
Well, no, I don't love it. I'm talking about finding records that are hard to find. And if you think a crystal clean copy of Bridge Over Troubled Water, just any copy of mono bookends, right? That's hard to find.
Well, although they all sound Rosemary, Sage, and Time. You know, that one.
They
all sound so beautiful. They were beautifully recorded. Maybe Paul Simon had a lot to do with that. You know.
Oh yeah, the recordings are they're spectacular. Does it have to be a 2i mono?
Yeah. 2i.
Okay.
Hold on. It doesn't have to be in mono. It can be stereo.
Okay. I mean, I probably have a clean copy, but it might not be a.
Yeah, hold on. Listen, Nick. Let me teach you how to do this because you seem to be an amateur.
Please.
He's starting it early.
Learn me, Rob.
Rachel, I think I have some copies. Let me check them out. You're on national internet stream, Nick. You're going to be held to the standard you give everyone.
Wow.
That's fine with me.
Wow.
I've given a lot of records.
Okay, James Marley with some information. I did not know this. The original Bridge Over Troubled Water album was cut low because it had it sure the hell does have dynamic range. And when you listen to those lightning claps that, you know, that come in, by the light, by the light, by the light. When you have that, and then the breathiness of the instrumentation, the speakers frickin' breathe on that thing. And if your speakers ain't breathing, you don't have the right cut for that album, because that should you should be hearing the breath of the music come through. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
by the light, man. And I got to tell you though, digital, when you listen to Lou Reed, Walk on the Wild Side, with those, when the Color Girls sing, when they come back.
Oh yeah, the Dynaflex.
The incredible vocal presentation on that is like it assaults you. It comes and grabs you and it just reaches out, grabs you. Rob, would you like an album to come out? Would you look for that? You go, I sure hope the grass
right.
stage. Yeah.
When I want to feel assaulted, I just come on your stream.
All right, Rob.
Go.
We're glad you're here.
Easy.
Holy smoke, I'm a little disappointed. There's no such, my saying, Rob, there's no such thing as a bad boy. Normally, by this time, you've been here for more than a minute, and I'm not here. What has happened? Where are your detractors? They should be out in force going, Rob, you're stinky. And you're
Rachel, hold on, Rachel. Yeah. I heard it through the grapevine.
Yeah, what's
that? There was a retreat this weekend.
Oh,
they all went to Fire Island.
Wow.
To dry hump each other.
Holy smoke. Look at this. Rach, when are you going to get on? I got a guy that's interested in buying my budgie, so I'm going to be selling that. But here's the deal. The lackluster phono stage is the inbuilt with the DAC, but it sounds good, man. I mean, I put it up against anything I'm listening to.
I said when I put my jazz on, it's incredible. Vinyl. Yeah. I don't see needing any improvement at all. I don't know what.
I don't know how much better it could get, quite frankly.
Good.
Well, it's obvious you've never been assaulted by a record.
Exactly.
I
was assaulted by my Speak No Evil.
Yeah,
very
Speak No Evil.
I was like, what the heck? It
Way
did not sound like that with the on the
Now,
table.
Rob, that's a very popular jazz record. Do you know much about jazz, Rob? Is that an area that
very little. All I know is from Nick.
Yeah, I'm not.
Big shout out.
You come to me.
I got to do
Rachel,
it. Yeah,
I did pick up a rare jazz record yesterday.
Okay. What is this?
Wait.
Jason Death? What the hell? It's Jason Rojas. Death. What the hell is the full name of you? Jason Death something. Anyway, Jason Rojas.
Is this person trying to get in?
Yeah, it's Invisible Ray, or who knows? It's one of those. I don't see Invisible Ray doing that. It's probably William.
Listen, I thought at the retreat you had to give up all your electronic communication devices so you could concentrate on dry humping. Okay?
Rob, one of our favorites, the powder.
Speaking of dry humpers, hold
on. Now, you guys traditionally have gotten along very well. Now, it was a little rocky at first, but afterwards, I saw a definite kind of a ball of affection, a sphere, if you will, of love enveloping the two of you that took the whole internet by storm. It brought us all to new heights.
It was great, wasn't it?
It was great, and it continues to be great as you kids share this stage. Mm-hmm. And also, of course, Rob has been one of the most poignant and outspoken voices on the manosphere.
When Rachel gets out of hand, don't you have a water bottle to squirt at her?
I should.
What the fuck?
I usually just throw stuff. So
this isn't Patreon. It is Patreon, but it's opened up for the whole world to see as we hang out. Flo, what's happening on your channel? What's been going on? Is it fired up? Are you showing up on the Tomato Show? How are you and Tomato getting along? We love Sarah here, Rob especially.
Rachel?
Yeah.
I'm being flat out honest. Okay. I wasn't even thinking about her till you just said her name.
Well,
Thank you very much.
You are most welcome.
He was so busy thinking about me.
Wow. Okay,
dude, I didn't know. I forgot you existed until you popped on the screen.
Our politics channel.
Yeah.
How are you, Flo? I haven't met you yet. We haven't met.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Nick.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
He's a Sagittarius.
Yeah, I'm
I thought you were talking about me, and I was about to say that's creepy.
I enjoy long walks on the beach.
Yeah. Hey, Flo, I got a new channel. It's a political thing. I just talk politics on it. Yeah, but it's over here. Sub it up if you can. It's just it's 12 noon. We just sit around and talk about all the shit that's going on in the world. Okay, Star Trekkers in the house. We love you, Star Trekker. He's got a little troll doll. We love it. So
Trekker.
So careful. all my plastic cups are surrounding my bed. Do you urinate in these things? What
yeah. While wearing his white underpants.
Well, that is just, he struggles with, what do you call it? The diabetes?
Incontinence.
Yeah, you don't want to have the diabetes because it could cause incontinence. Holy smokes. Okay. What special advantage do Patreons have? You know what you get? You're getting exposed to a bigger world. You got Rob the Wax, one of the biggest channels right now. He's so hot right now. Fan base growing daily. Auctions going extremely well. Likable, popular, and reaching out to a bigger, wider world that waits to learn about music and records. Rob, give me the breakdown on the Massey show yesterday. It was a big tribute to Billy's Rock and Roll Salon. How did it go? Any surprises?
No, people were there to pay tribute and be, what would reflective of.
Reflective.
I didn't know about that. I didn't get
his reflective on his impact, his short time with us, and how much of an impact he made.
Yeah, he's amazing. He got a write-up, right?
Hey, Rachel, the dry humpers are out in full force.
It started to happen.
They're gone.
Wax, can you dispose your plastic cups in an environmentally friendly manner? Doesn't paper plastic.
Well, here's the deal. Hey, listen, you nut sack.
Hey,
I recycle the cup. This cup, I don't go through cups. This is a recyclable cup.
You're so bougie.
Holy smoke. It's just it's a public awareness.
Hold on, Nick. So Billy, it was revealed he passed away about a month ago.
Yeah.
And he was suffering with something. We don't know how long exactly.
Yeah.
But it's something no one should have to go through. So
but you know what?
Go ahead.
Very good friend of mine, the singer in my old band. Now, first, I found out we were on tour in some weird country, and he came out of the hotel, and I know this dude well enough that his face, I was like, what is wrong? He said, I found out I have thyroid cancer. Let's finish the tour and then go home. I said, no, we're not finishing the tour because your mother would hang us all by the balls. Now the dude just went into surgery for prostate cancer 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like, those are the two most curable kinds of cancer.
I know, thankfully. Right. Yeah. He said
if you get thyroid cancer, thyroid is like the most curable cancer.
Thankfully it was.
And remember the Seinfeld episode, wasn't that? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Did you get the good cancer?
That's right.
You got the good cancer.
And then as a male person, you should be checked for.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I got
if they detect
last year
early, it's you can.
We love you, Fluffy. One of our favorites, fan favorite, Herb, the friendly elderly, has arrived. Fred, welcome. Good morning, dear people.
Rachel, I don't know who this person is.
Herb the friendly.
Herb is a friendly elderly. Just why is the prejudice? Look at. It didn't come from Massey.
Listen, hold on, Rachel. Yeah. Old people walk slow. They stop me from where I need to go. They drive slow. They order slow.
They do.
They host live streams very slowly.
Yeah.
Oh my God! But I think it's just fantastic that they did the tribute, and I heard it was a great idea. Dom was there.
His father and brother-in-law were watching in.
Oh wow!
And actually, if I can find it, I'll send it to you privately, Rachel. I don't want to share it with a bunch of these dry humpers.
Yeah.
But his services is tomorrow, I think, or Monday.
Okay.
Or something like that. So I'll share the obit with you privately now. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
I'll send it. So glad they saw that all the love and support. And
Sue popped in and sent her regards.
I watched it for a little bit.
Sure. That was great. She came to represent. But sick show today. Well, Yvonne, we hope you feel better. Were you out too late, partying too much in the VG? We hope you're feeling better.
Oh,
We
no.
hope
Yeah, you hung
Ray-
over. You really
Ray-
sick.
Rachel,
Yeah. Oh, what's happened? What the fuck? Who am I? Oh, Arnie Zanzibar.
see
My God.
see you later, dry humper. You're supposed to be quietly on Fire Island dry humping.
Arnie, come on, man. Oh, shit. I had to block.
Sorry.
Arnie. That's unfortunate. Hey, rest in peace. Richard the Music Maniac, as the beloved Richard.
Well,
Oh.
that's not.
Or somebody else.
He's
Rest
only
in
a
peace,
month
Lucas.
old.
It could be,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not our beloved Richard. It's another
No,
Richard.
it's Rachel. When the staple face Jim comes up, ban him too.
Now, hold on, Jim.
No,
Listen,
there's
you
no
know my
such
philosophy.
thing.
There's no such thing as a bad boy.
No.
He's a
Rachel,
drummer.
he's a dry humping bad boy.
He's a dry humping bad boy.
From what I understand, he illegally dry humped in the U.S. for about a
Oh,
week.
whoa.
What the hell?
Whoa.
What about the
Andy,
dry humping? Maybe,
that's
how do you do
not
that?
The real Richard, please, guys. Okay, listen. Bad boy, they're going to call when to come. Listen, bad boys. Don't impersonate the other people. Just be your own beautiful bad boy selves.
Bad boy self.
Yeah.
Bad boy. That was Diddy's label, Rach. We don't talk about him.
What? No,
that was
you
the
did.
hold
Diddy's
on.
label.
By the way, Nick, do you have a clean copy of a Diddy record for Rachel?
Oh my God.
I already, it's VCLT
Aside from the baby
on
oil,
its
probably
way to
pretty
you.
Oh, baby oil. I heard all about that. Like thousands of bottles of baby oil, which is incredible. You got the money. I guess you can have all
Well,
that.
he put some kind of, he put like, what, I don't know, that GHB or something in certain,
GHB.
so it would like be absorbed in the skin, and these people would just, it was, I don't know what's going on there, but the whole thing seems sick. It
sounds
seems
like
demonic. Like
that sounds like a prosecution poisoning the well
oh,
story. Just like,
So, Flo, how are things going? How's Sarah doing? I dropped by to watch one of her shows like a couple of weeks ago. I enjoyed it. It was very good. And she's
had a
got
lot of
good
good
topics.
yeah.
The topics are like boiler topics.
things are popping off. Both places are going good. I did just get off a 9-hour stream.
Oh, wow.
But
what was the thesis?
The thesis was it was a membership drive, and I started with 4 hours, and then for every new member, I added 3 minutes onto the clock. I'd seen one other streamer do it one time. He's way bigger than me, and he streamed for 5 days. So I was about to go for a while, but in a strange, weird way, I got more super chats last night than anything. So I'm not at all complaining with that, but no, it was
get them super chat. Like, I mean, with my kind of show where I'm swearing and causing all sorts of trouble, I can't see anybody I can't see this ever being monetized.
Well, I don't normally keep my ad revenue. The ad revenue falls off, but no, if you can get monetized, you can stay monetized. The swearing is fine. You can swear a bunch.
Okay, that's good.
There's just certain political and social topics that you want.
That'd kill me there. But like, cause one of my favorite words on the internet is buggery. Often I'm
that is a good one.
Like,
what is buggery?
Oh, so glad, Rob. That is a great question. A lot of people have questions about buggery.
Glad you asked.
It's basically, when it can happen between gals and guys, or even guys and guys have attempted it, and it just involves it's like man love.
Rachel. That's just in breaking news.
What's happening?
In addition to dry humping, buggery's going on Fire Island.
Buggery,
is it trending?
Buggery's trending
on X?
Holy shit.
Buy buggery.com before somebody else does.
It's gonna go quick.
Oh
my God. I mean, hey, Rachel, why are we giving this guy airtime? Flo is a beloved member of the vinyl community, as is Sarah.
I've shown my record here before.
Friends, yeah.
His one record.
Record.
As long as you have
well, I mean, I have Spotify, right?
Yeah, Spotify rocks. And because
both of the guys are like, no, fuck this dude.
I got not high res enough for us.
Right. No, yeah, I knew it wouldn't be. That was intentional.
There is that. Yeah, they are a critical lot when it comes to all this thing. Buggery in the Shrubbery is the new Jethro Tull single. Bungle in the jungle, buggery in the shrubbery.
Featuring Monty Python.
Bill Kreiner in the house. Lots of buggery going on around here. Abso-fucking-lutely. Happy Pride, Bill. Happy Pride. Anyway, Flo, I'm so glad you're having fun with the thing and you're making a little nickel and dime to get you through these hard times. And but by gum, now have you been appearing on Sarah's show, or are you leaving that? Has she got different cast up there? What's going on? I saw some of the familiars up there.
I've been over there. She did, when was it? I guess Thursday night. So Thursday night I was only there for 10 minutes because I got kicked off panel for the whole evening. Somebody
voted you off. Like
it's not a vote. It's a pay. You can pay to drop people.
Yeah,
and on her channel, $100 clears somebody out for the evening.
Oh
and somebody paid $20, but then I paid $20 and bought myself back on. And the person came back with $100 and was just like, "Get out of here."
What the hell
That's
is going on with
hilarious.
that? This is something I like to
Rachel, I thought all the right-leaning people were against human trafficking.
There is no human trafficking, okay? And we are against that. Absolutely right, Rob. Norman Masloff coming hot off a wonderful, heartfelt, and emotional tribute to Billy Jones. Great Welsh name, by the way. Billy Jones and Billy's record salon, New York City. And you had Dom there. You had Sue tuned in to say hello and give respects, represent. But what do you feel? Happy with how it went? And
it was just a loose thing. Billy's father reached out to Dom and I prior to it, wanted to know about it, and we told him. And we had a couple of family members, his father and his, I guess, a brother-in-law in the gallery, but they didn't want to come up.
Yeah.
For obvious
reasons,
But also, this was, we kind of don't know about his club life, the venues that he built in New York, co-built with other people. And we kind of wanted sort of someone from that part of his life, although it was nice that it was just really the vinyl community people that he knew through. We mentioned you a lot, and I was hoping that you'd come over and come up, but still, it was a nice group, and Tim came up, and University.
You know what? I'll tell you fully honestly, I knew him, but I didn't know him well. He came out. I enjoyed him quite a bit, but I think if I'd showed up, then to me, I couldn't have done it in a clear conscience. It would have been about me, not Billy, if I'd shown up. You know what I'm saying?
But we did acknowledge the fact that we really got to know him on your show.
Yeah.
So
I only met him once.
It would have been fun.
It wasn't a competition or anything, but it just he was a nice. He's not all bitter and angry like the rest of us.
We're not bitter and angry.
Bullshit.
Hey, can I say
all
something?
of everybody here, everybody here, maybe except Sue, maybe not Nick. I don't know, but everyone here is bitter and angry. Okay.
Oh, Rob, what are you doing? You can't kill Spring Hill.
You take your.
This is a beautiful.
Rob, that's
comment.
my power. That's my power.
Rob, that's a beautiful comment. I saw some of Mazzy's tribute. Clearly heartfelt and sincere, love and prayers.
Well, he left. Yeah, hold on, Rachel. He left something off that sentence.
Okay, Rob, go ahead.
We'll put the.
I'll bring it up. Here's the comment.
Blah 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 blah.
Blah,
with my pants off.
Oh, Rob, it's not like that. It was a sincere, very sweet comment. Holy smokes. Yvonne, I know about your mud wrestling promoting days. Now, hold on. What happens in Patreon stays in Patreon. Even sordid past dealings as a mud wrestling promoter, that is not for public consumption.
Well, I'm sorry.
sure he doesn't want that running out.
That was topped by David Donnelly's confessions of early work.
Well, yeah. What do they call a fluffer? You're on the stage. You have actors. When he was at a brief affair.
Rachel, breaking news.
They work at the hotels. They fluff the bedding up and stuff.
It's a whole different thing. What do we got going, Rob?
Dry humping, buggery, and fluffing are going on Fire Island.
Oh my God! All right, wait.
Fluffery.
Yeah, he was in the porn industry. He's a rocker. We know that about David. But he has an extensive porn history past, which is amazing. If this keeps going like this, I'm going to have to pay for this thing.
Did he have a famous? Did you ask David Donnelly to give his favorite?
Yeah.
David Donnelly's famous line from one of his movies.
Okay, let's hear that, Rob.
Pizza's here.
Let's fuck.
I thought you were going to make a choking noise.
Oh my God. And so Mazzy, anyway, it went very well and well received. And I think it was a very kind-hearted thing to do.
Well, it was Dom and I collectively, it was a joint effort. And we wanted to do something. I mean, it wasn't produced. It wasn't a slideshow of his life. We don't know that. It was just our stories of going to a store, hanging out with him, with Rob and a group of people that hung out with him in Austin and in New York.
What was great is that incredibly, I saw the Pitchfork article. I think Rob sent me the Pitchfork article. And I go, holy shit, man, guy's getting written up in Pitchfork. Then Rolling Stone magazine went and followed suit with a nice little tribute.
Well, Rolling Stone doesn't have much to write about these days. They're like a shell of what they
you know what the Rolling Stone is, the equivalent to them would be the MTV. You know, like the lost.
I thought you were going to say Rachel's Ghost.
No, what the fuck? Animosity is not the way. Give peace a chance, Rob. Rob, how do you respond to a kind comment? And look at that, the piece John Lennon famously quoted. Thank you, Jim. Great comment.
This dude is an opportunist and a despicable person. So there you go.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Very critical.
I mean, when your entry into all this nonsense is to try and take people down and give out personal information about them.
Give out personal information.
Yeah, dude, you've sealed your fate in this nonsense.
We won't forgive
you really have.
Forget it.
Who are we talking about?
Hold on. You can't redeem yourself. You can't redeem yourself out of the toilet you crawled out of. And that's who you are. That's what your deal is. So when someone upsets you, instead of using words and a platform to tear them down, you go after them in a horrible way. And that's what you did, dude. So there's no repentance from that.
Okay. Fluffy, our beloved Fluffy, of course, the pride of Los Angeles. Jim, Spring Hill Child, you doxed Wax. I don't think he'll ever forgive you for that.
Hey, Rachel, can you do Jim a favor and just dismiss him from here?
Okay, now
dude,
hold on.
You made a video going after me with personal information. You don't know the meaning of the word dox. I'll give you that. But you gave out information that I don't share publicly. That means it's information I don't want shared. And you made a video of where I worked and trying to tear me down. Did I do that to you? Hold on. Did I do that to you? Did anyone do that to you?
Who is that? Who is that?
Spring Hill Jim. That's the dude.
Spring Hill Jim. He's a young boy.
You're a horrible piece of trash, dude. Go away. No one wants you here. Rachel is laughing at you when she shows your comments. It's the truth. Go away, dude.
Sweet little guy.
Go hang out with the trash you've been hanging out with.
Hey, Nick, you want to go out for a drink right now?
I'd love to.
Yeah, I'm on Flower Island. There's buggery and shit.
Rob, we got a great question for you. Please ask Rob this question. He's even raising his hand. Virtual hand raising from Yvonne out in Norway. Will Rob buy those jazz records from Eski?
I don't even know what that means.
What does that even mean, Yvonne?
Okay.
What does that even mean?
Eski, she's getting some cool. She just did a video yesterday. She's the one, Amy, who lives up here, who does the Whatnot auctions.
Okay.
She has a collection she's curated. She's selling kind of on consignment for two old guys or an old guy. There's a lot of original Sun Ra cool stuff. Watch that video. I think the Whatnot is on Tuesday. Watch the video. She did a presentation of some of the stuff and going through the records, and it's kind of cool.
Who is this? What is her name?
Amy Eski. I don't know if you saw a video I did with her up here. She's taught me how to do Whatnot. She just started her YouTube channel.
Whatnot seems very easy, right?
It's totally. Okay. You have to build an audience.
Many records I want to get rid of.
Here's what Rob will agree, and I agree. You have to build an audience. Like Eski has been doing it 2 years, a little over 2 years. And I don't know, last year she's a librarian. She quit her job and she sells records. She goes out, but she hustles like Rob.
Hey, hold on.
Sell.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you, Mazzy. Spring Hill Jim, I beg to differ. How many people are watching right now, Rachel?
We got 95, Rob.
Rachel, I'm not boosting that I'm any kind of super person,
No.
but from the time I came on till the amount of people watching now,
Yes.
has it increased?
Oh, absolutely.
It's
All
also
right. So by that definition, dipshit, you're 100% wrong. And you're proving who you are by making this comment. You're a piece of shit, dude. You're a piece of shit. Everyone knows me.
A very somber moment in the broadcast.
So, yeah, go live in your.
I love you, Jim, but you are now being destroyed.
Go back on the streets of wherever you live and pickpockett people.
Hey, Rob, I got a huge compliment for you. An absolutely huge compliment. Okay. Massey, this is going to hurt you more than anyone I know. But it's got to be said.
Cool, Massey.
Thanks for the setup.
Hey,
this is the director.
Set it up.
Okay, well, you do. You haven't had a chance to talk much. You tell this story. This is quite interesting. Oh my God, this story.
Our director's editor did all the first, all the work, a bunch of work. So a lot of stuff has been done on the film. And then that editor had to go on vacation, I guess.
Yes.
So a new editor has been brought in to complete things.
Yes.
And Greg has enjoyed working with this person. This person is we need more Rob.
Okay, repeat that.
Rob.
We need more what?
Can you make me beg?
Oh, yes, Rob.
Okay.
Hang on.
All right, Greg,
hang on, everyone.
Greg, hit the record button now.
We need more Rob.
Hold on. Shush, Sue. Hit the record button now. This Rachel's ghost stream has ruined my life.
Beautifully delivered. But the editor.
That's what you give us? That's it.
Isn't that great? The editor came in.
I just expected something bigger.
And she just fell in love with Rob and said, we need more Rob in the documentary. Less Massey, more Rob is, I think, how she put it. But no, I just did that to test Massey to see the humility button. Massey, you passed with flying colors.
Hey, Rachel.
He's still grimacing. He's still grimacing. He didn't pass anything.
No. I'd never expected to be high on the viewership and the IMDb thing, so I don't really care. I mean, I'm one of the other 20 people, whoever they interviewed, so that's fine with me.
Hey, Rachel.
Yeah.
If I balance with Rob, the better I look anyway.
You're allowed to share what my number one concern was with the film, Rachel.
The number one. Okay. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I keep interrupting. I apologize.
No, go right.
I went to check the TV show Internet Movie Database to see if Rob has been added. And Greg, he has not been added to the stars. Norman is still the first star.
Okay.
Starring Norman Maslov.
In this order.
Rachel. He changed Rachel to second and Sue third, which is good. So now Rachel isn't at the end.
I'm just
is it alphabetical? No.
I have no
Technically,
idea.
It is in that context. I give in full disclosure. I think that would be a fair way of doing the billing on this thing. But I told them, I said, Greg, director, I got to have top billing, and I want the red M&Ms. I don't want any of the brown ones. They bring me down. They'll put me off my game. Do you have a rider? What's known as a rider, Dusty? Flo, when you're doing this show, do you have okay, I need this. I don't want this. I need to have so much orange juice available with bottles.
I mean, I bark at Katie sometimes, or actually, she normally sees because when I get hungry, I get mean and
angry.
I get hangry, and so at certain points during the stream, she'll just walk in and hand me a plate of food and walk out.
Holy smoke, that's a horrible thing to say. Bill Kreiner, David Donnelly hand job. That is freaking. Oh, sorry. Second job. Sorry, Bill. Sorry, it's okay. Sorry, my mistake. We were talking porn. Just one thing led to another. There was an opening. That's what they call it in the business.
Hey, Bill K. Bill K, you're hanging around my house enough to learn how to spell my name.
Massey is with an S. Maslov is the proper pronunciation, proper spelling. Hey, what are you, Massey, in the context of? I think Massey plays the voice of reason.
The gay friend.
And you're
in the documentary, I think you play the voice of Reason.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, I think so. I mean, this is how I would posit you.
Okay. Well, I obviously haven't seen the cut. It depends what they use, and any editor can take footage, especially when it's real people talking like this, and they can edit in a way to make it sound different. Kind of like all the political stuff you watch, Rachel.
Yeah,
it's edited in an order to make it sound like it's factual.
Yes.
Can I do an interpretation of how Mazzy was re-edited in the documentary, Rachel?
Rob, I'm actually curious about how this man come
down. Norman Maslov, penis.
Oh yeah, that's his texting style.
You forgot cunt nose.
That started. Wasn't that Doc Roberts that created all that?
No, that was Mazzy. One of the 3 times I've seen him get angry. He called you. Was you?
We got the double life of Jason Rollins. Very upset. Shit, devil. What the hell? Kind of happy.
Well, we know who this. Rachel, we know who this is.
Who is that?
I'll give you one guess.
I'm going to say William.
Well, Rachel, today's prize that you win.
Yes.
Is a 2-night all expenses trip in the dark dwelling of Nick Pandassi.
Okay, smokes. I love Nick's place. But Nick, what is it? The lighting is actually a little bit better today.
Oh, I have light coming in. The only way I can get light in this room on here is using one of those awful LED bulbs that makes you feel like you're in Walmart or something.
Did they film part of I Know What You Did Last Summer at your place? It's some horror film.
I thought it was the butterfly effect. That's what I was thinking.
God, you guys, the man's trying to explain that the LED light situation is just not working for him. David Donnelly, with full disclosure, let's clarify, Rachel. I made tea. I cooked pizza for the porno people and handed out dressing gowns, robes, and fresh towels. And some of the ladies looked like they'd fallen downstairs holding a bowl of porridge. Look out the graphic description.
Rachel, that is the textbook definition of fluffer.
Holy smokes. David, I don't think they were full disclosure with you when you got your job porno. Massey, you've been around. Of course, you're a well-known liberal gadabout. Have you been involved in the porn industry to any large extent? Obviously, there's no way, knowing you the way I do, that you could have avoided the whole thing altogether.
No, I have not. I have not. The closest I've worked in photo studios that have shot porn in those studios, but not when I was there.
I knew
they chose other applicants, huh?
Rachel,
there's a studio. I knew a guy that owned a building.
There's a rumor or a document floating around the internet.
Yes.
From Mazzy where it goes, "Dear Penthouse Forum."
He wrote a letter.
I knew a photographer that owned a studio near, it's called Dog Patch, part of San Francisco off 3rd Street. And the studio that he bought and built and renovated, it's where they shot Behind the Green Door, if you know that movie.
Yeah, it's a world famous.
The Mitchell brothers shot a lot of stuff in that building, in that studio, way before he bought it and turned it into a nicer photo studio.
Okay, Cord, with some artistic direction for Nick Fantasy. Nick, you have a window behind you. Open those drapes a little, reposition your.
No, that fucks up the sound. Yeah. No.
You don't want backlighting either. You want side or front lighting.
I got side lighting.
Yeah, you're fine. You got a good mood light going there, Nick.
Rich, do you mean it? Rich, come on up here. You make every show better. Rich, you are one of those talents out there. Incredibly funny. We're so privileged to have you as part of the Patreon. By the way, if you're not a Patreon, you can join. Mazzy, how's your own Patreon coming? I'll drop a link for anybody.
I haven't even set it up yet. Yeah. Here's I find, despite what people say, you got to do an ego doing this shit anyway.
Yeah.
It's easy for me to do this stuff, but it's hard to ask. It's hard for me to ask people for money for myself. I can ask, when I represented my artists, my photographers, but to set it up, once I set up, I'll be fine. But I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, that is tough asking anyone for money, huh?
Can I have $100, Nick? Just Venmo me. I sent you an email with that link to Eski's video. So just send $100 back to me after that.
Yeah.
It's worth it though, because if you ask, people actually end up giving you money.
I know the reality of it, but it's. I mean, I'll get over it, believe me. But it's just.
Well, you've done the live stream where you got the live chat. People are throwing donuts at you.
Yeah, but I feel like Massey's earned his dues.
Massey has.
I definitely, compared to a lot of other people who are doing it, I fucking definitely earned my dues.
Yeah.
So.
Oh hell yeah, yeah.
What amazes me is people still give Massey shit for getting promo stuff when he's got how many subs he got now, Mass?
Over 40,000.
So he's cracked the 40,000. You got 40,000 people watching you. I mean, you're going to. It would be stupid not to give this guy a free record to help promote your record.
Yeah, I get a couple thousand up to 10, 15,000 of views for video. You know, some are less.
Oh wow.
It's
some
a
are less.
shame.
Some are less.
It's a shame that the small faces have all passed on. They're pretty much. I think they're all.
Well, Kenny Jones is alive.
Kenny is the last one, last man standing, last little guy's in. But Ian McLaughlin, he's gone. You know, Steve Marriott, everybody, they're all gone. A little bass player, you know,
from the faces or the small
faces and faces, and he played with the Who too.
But here's he did.
Yeah.
But here's the deal, man.
But aren't they having a reunion and he's part of it?
Who?
Well,
the faces. It's Ron Wood.
Ron Wood.
If they do, I
heard they recorded an album already.
Ooh la la!
I don't know that.
What I'm trying to say to Massey is that the Faces organization, the people representing them, whatever state that may be, they gave Massey a shout out on social media. That is huge praise.
Who did?
The Small Faces did.
Oh.
And it was a shout out to you. It was the official account.
Yeah, no, the guy reached out to me. We couldn't. I don't know, for some reason we couldn't coordinate. I almost did an interview. I almost did an interview with Kenny Jones for that release. You know, it's interesting though. On our videos, I don't do a lot of interviews, but when I do an interview, they get less views than when I do a whack-a-mole.
Well, yeah, but it depends who you interview. I mean, somebody like Kenny Jones is going to get the big views.
Maybe.
Big name.
The average person doesn't know Kenny Jones, the rock and roll boom.
We're VC people. Everybody knows Kenny fucking
Jones. Yeah, but beyond that.
Rachel, we're toilet water compared to other
toilet water in New York. But listen, here's the thing. It was great that they did the shout out. What I love is the way that the great democratization of information through social media so that you can get, like you go to John Lennon's official page, johnlennon.com. And I was over there and it was like Tone, Beatly Tone is in their video. His little YouTube video is right there. And I go, well, that couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
The Lennons twice use mine too.
On John, so when you go to johnlennon.com, Norman Maslow.
I don't know if it's there anymore because it was a release that was hot at the time. But yeah, I've been up there a few times.
Well, yeah, I mean they're going to update, but just the fact this is my very point. So Rob, cool. Have you ever been like with you because you do a lot of work with jazz and you do a lot of promotion and stuff? Have you ever been on the official site of say lovesupreme.com?
No, there's been maybe one or two Instagram accounts where they shouted out, but that's
gave you a shout out. Well, even that is a thing though. That counts. Massey, respond to this.
David Donnelly. They're literally called the Small Faces because they were all little people.
Yeah, they were all.
No, that's true. That happened. They were the shortest guys.
Did you meet them in your porn career? Is that where?
And guess what? And so then when Rod Stewart and Ron Wood joined, they were no longer the small face because they were too big to be small.
But also faces. Steve Marriott had left, who was one
Get
of
out of here. So. That is not.
Yes, it is part of it. It is part of it.
Wow. There was an all-midget cabaret that came down about a month ago, and I was this close to buying a ticket, but I didn't.
Holy smokes, so an all-midget.
Wrong link.
Cabaret. Did I get the wrong? Oh, that's Patreon. Sorry, Rob. I want to see if we can get Rob Walker up here. You know, he was down at the big one, the Wembley Stadium, the football. They rebuilt Wembley. There's a new Wembley. But anyway, they use the same name. But here's the deal. He's down there, old and athletic, got promoted. So not only did they not get demoted, which was a concern for the past few years, they got promoted. So congratulations, Oldham Athletic, the official football club for this channel. The Small Faces story is true about the name. You're absolutely right about that.
Yeah, it is. A girl they knew said you all got small faces, and they laughed, and that's how the name.
I don't doubt you. It's funny.
It is.
It's
it's weird shit. It's weird.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's not nice to laugh at little people.
They were all like under 5'5".
It's not avoidable.
I think they're all 5'6". That's all of them.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's like when you see like Angus Young. His SG looks so big on him.
Yeah,
but
I was so
if
very
I
surprised.
hold an SG or Rob holds an SG, it looks small.
Well, what's his official height? Like 5 foot tall?
Who?
Angus Young.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's like 5.
He's short. His guitar just looks enormous.
Knowing Nick, he probably files his records and instead of genre, order of height of the musician.
Yeah, well, hey, everyone's got to have a way.
Rich, you skipped my promotion of Mazzy's Patreon. Well, let's go backwards. Let's see what we got. I think Rob is still making his way back. There's a Rob Walker, not to be confused with Rob the Whack. Small Citizen Fest is true. Rob Walker, hello. Agreed. I'd make a great head of marketing for, which is mostly just videos of him sleeping. Here's the tagline. Okay, here it is. For Mazzy's Patreon, this is a promotional idea. 60 hours of weekly live stream, not enough, Norman, for you? Then join Mazzy's Patreon where you get all of the content while he's not on other people's live streams.
Yeah, wow. Last night it was weird. I had to re-sign up for StreamYard because I don't do live streams. I haven't. Maybe I will more. Maybe if I do a Patreon, that's where I'll do live streams.
Mazzy, I'm sick and tired of you having to say countless times, I'm not a big drinker when you have a martini glass in your hand. I'm not a big streamer while you're on a live stream.
Oh, but no, I said I don't host live streams.
In a host capacity.
Yeah. Because what's great about this, I can leave anytime I want. I don't have to kind of hold it up for an hour or two, whatever.
Great question. Is Tokyo Brian here?
I think he may be live right now on YouTube.
So I love Tokyo Brian. He's a good kid. I like.
Yeah, he is a good guy. Yeah,
I like him. He's a lot of fun. He's a sweethead, and he's so effervescent and positive, and he's all excited and stuff. And I just think it's great. My concern is for one that is so near and dear to all of us, Darren Crawford. Darren had messaged me, and he seemed to be confused about why I removed him from the panel a couple of weeks ago. But the idea there is like you come for a bit. I like Darren in the smaller doses. I just don't think he's got the guns for a full show. It's kind of like he peaks. There's a rise. He's doing good. The response is great. And then it falls off. Rob, go ahead. Take it on. Darren?
Can I recount the internet exchange, which I made you aware of?
Yeah, that was after the show, there was an exchange. It was quite shocking, quite frankly.
I won't go into details.
Hold on, we got trouble. Gene Simmons' tongue has just arrived.
Hey, Arnie, why don't you take the tongue and stick it back in your anus?
Okay, let's not work. We already discussed Gregory. Go ahead.
Hey, so he sent me an email where he had some choice words for me.
Yes.
And he went, blah, 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 blah. My response was, well, you have a wonderful day. That had set him off even more, that he sent more choice words. And I go, well, that's nice to know. Like, those were my responses. Yeah. Then he had more choice words.
Yeah.
After 4 exchanges of him having choice words, he goes, hey, if you ever find these albums, let me know. Yeah, it was very, it absolutely went. And in my communication with poor guy, like he emails and he says, I flat out reject the idea that he's neurotic. Okay. But I think he's just like an actual walking, talking definition of the word. His neuroses is clearly manifest. And Rob, that exchange where he's like calling the choice words, I saw the choice words, But at the end, he said, "Oh, and hey, by the way, if I'm interested in getting some of those records, let me know." And it was just kind of strange, non sequitur.
So will you let him know?
It's one of those things. He left a message, and I didn't respond. Because where do you go? And it was just very strange. But we love you, Darren, wherever you are. It's not a matter of not liking you.
Oh, that's the guy that was whining his ass off that one.
Yeah,
I can't stand
I
him.
have no problem with Darren. Yeah. It was just when he came
Don't give him
the last
records.
time. It was just kind of weird. He was just quiet and kind of looking, and okay, what's gonna happen?
Oh God!
Hey,
the show start?
This is interesting as well. Apparently, he leaves very lengthy reviews on the Facebook Mobile Fidelity forum. That is not a surprise for Maggie. I wasn't even aware that this even happened, that he was involved in the exciting world of Facebook forums. Here we go, Tokyo Brian, Tokyo Record Style, the official name. Brian, we love you. Thanks for the nice comments, Rach.
Oh, there he is.
And Rob Walker.
Hey, Brian.
Consider coming to Japan. The yen is so weak, it's more affordable. It sounds like a great advertisement, like from the tourism boat from Nikkei, or whatever. One of these Japanese, they have their own little word for themselves. But anyway, that's just absolutely incredible, Brian. I hope everything's going good. You're having a lot of fun. What will be released first, the TV show documentary or Darren's Tony Banks interview? Well, I know one was already released. And the thing about Darren, Darren reached out and he asked if I could, he was going to pay me and everything. I didn't want no money. But could you design like a cover artwork, a thumbnail, for his interview? And I happily, did that and put it. He said, could you change this around? I did it, no charge. So Darren, clearly I don't dislike Darren, but he is neurotic, and there's nothing wrong with being neurotic. Nobody's perfect. It's no big deal. Just if the shoe fits, you wear it. Don't you mess? Fashion considerations notwithstanding. Here he goes. Thanks. We're heading out. We got relatives to visit. Are you going to be in Puyallup?
No. He's in LA right now.
Okay, we love it. Did you hook up with Harry?
No, tomorrow and Tuesday.
Tomorrow's Harry Day?
Yeah, tomorrow and Tuesday.
All right. Oh, here's the announcement. Fluffy, Monday and Tuesday, I'm getting together with Rob and Jim. So we'll figure out one of those days to meet up. Mazzy, when is because I'm always interested in this, when is your next road trip meet and greet? Because you have had so many successful meet and greets. It's just crazy. You are the ambassador, the official.
Around the 6th or 7th or something like that of August, I'll be in Chicago.
Chicago, man, my kind of town. And of course, there's so many great guys over there. Chicago's got the Gunkles amongst many other personages.
Vance is there.
Vance,
BK, we love him.
Emma is there.
Oh.
Yeah, a final low.
Yeah, there's.
Where does what's his name? The Vinyl Universe.
Hub Tunes is.
Yeah, Hub Tunes. What about Vinyl Universe? He's a good guy. Remember Vinyl Universe?
Yeah, he's not in Chicago. Where's he? John, not John. Bill.
Bill at the Vinyl Universe.
Yeah, Bill's. I'm thinking on the east, upper New England. I can't remember now.
Rob Walker, who's the guy you always mention as being part of the old school VC? And he always mentioned him as a kind of a comedic throwaway line.
There was a nice video. I don't know if you know David Atkinson. He did a video. All those guys, Rob Walker and John and Headley, they all met up in Leeds.
Yeah.
And the only one that actually shot a lot of good footage for it was David Atkinson. A few other people did. John showed some pictures, but I like seeing the meetups because after a while, I don't need to see the records flip, which you can see anywhere. That's fun, but I like seeing the meetups. And they were in the pub and going to a record store and some Leeds show. So there was about like 9 of them or something that met up.
Frightening realities. Rich comments. I heard that Darren. This is pure conjecture that he used Rifonol and 4 tools of duct tape for the Tony Banks interview. I don't think that happened. I think it's all good. But sometimes, these things happen where a celebrity will reach out to be interviewed or somebody will reach out more accurately. The person will reach out and the celebrity has no real way of knowing who these, fly-by-night YouTubers are. I mean, a young Hudson Rainey comes to mind. He had access to... Yes. He had access to the entire Paul McCartney had Sewell, what was his name? You know, what was Sewell's first name? Sewell on Wildlife, the drummer. Who's the Wings drummer?
Danny Sewell. Danny Sewell.
He interviewed him. He interviewed the guitar player for McCartney. He's just got access to them all. He interviewed fucking Lennon's sister for.
The problem is most people don't know those people and don't care and don't watch
about
them.
the guitar, Danny Lane, whatever.
Danny Lane. That's where things took a very sordid turn.
Yeah, what happened? Like the pool or the like.
He went after the real estate agent.
The real estate agent.
He went after real estate agent, and there was a fallout. And then hearing Hudson tell the tale, and he's going, Mrs. Danny Lane's a real bitch. And that took me, but I was pushed back on my heels. I went, oh my God. Flo, does it strike you or does it hit you as a surprise, something strange, something untoward, when you find out that a intimate of a world famous celebrity on the level of Denny Lane, the third wheel with Paul McCartney's Wings, Paul and Linda McCartney and Wings, Denny Lane, Band on the Run, Venus and Mars, all these great albums, and you've got Denny Lane there, Mrs. Denny Lane, you find out that she's a bitch to some Democrat future presidential nominee, Hudson Rainey, and there's just rudeness. And they put a restraining order on the boy. He's just a child. He wasn't at the time.
It blows my mind.
That was so weird. He went through the real estate agent. What?
He's thinking outside the box. If you want to bring in those, I've told Massey this myself. Massey, if you want to bring in that Ringo McCartney interview, hit the real estate realtors for both gentlemen. Say, hey, can you get me Ringo's number? Give me a hotline to Ringo.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. I do want to do a thank you shout out because I would not normally be wearing a Pearl Jam T-shirt.
Yeah.
But Kimbo and Vance brought me back this from Charlotte and Atlanta. Yeah. So
I was going to compliment you on that earlier.
Cool logo.
Yeah, I'm not a real big Pearl Jam, even though it's my local team here, a band team. But I appreciate it, and I think if they're watching, Kimbo and Vance, thank you.
Hey,
I love this.
Can I make a request? Hey, someone out there, can you send Mazzy a Barry Manilow T-shirt?
Holy Barry Manilow, and somebody said he's looking like a gopher or something these days. He's all kind of a little puffy or something. He was out there. Anybody seen Barry? Recent pictures of Barry?
Like a Caddyshack animal?
He looks like a little character. He's become really a little character. I love him. Who doesn't love Barry Manilow? Bat Meddler represent. Happy Pride, everyone.
Right.
But, folks, are you watching Fitz Music Bar? Fitz, a good friend of Brian's over in Vancouver. I think Fitz is in Vancouver. I'm not sure.
Yes, I went to his house. He interviewed me too, but that hasn't posted.
Okay, so you were actually interviewed. Well, that's incredible.
In person, but I think it's in a few weeks. I don't know when he's posted.
David Atkinson's interview was really good. I did one too. Tokyo has been actually interviewed. Okay, Marcus is not. He's not a fan of the gym.
Hey, Rachel.
Yes.
Can you pretend to interview me? Just ask me a question.
Oh, sure, Rob. So we're going to simulate an interview. Okay, here we go. Okay, where did you get the name The Waxed? Why The Waxed?
Rachel.
His bikini line.
Rachel. Those were not part of the approved questions to ask me that you submitted.
Uh-oh.
All right. So obviously there can be some tension in an interview scenario. Okay. Yeah, Brian, your interview lasted about 5 hours. There comes a point, you can be interested in someone, but to what extent, right? You got to keep your time parameters going. So that maybe that's a critical. What do you call that? A helpful criticism? Constructive. Thank you, Flo.
No, wait. Hold on. And I think I can answer this for Rob Walker. Rob Walker. You know that even a minute-long interview is too long for you.
A minute could be too long for Rob. He's very quiet. He's shy. I would love to see.
No. I mean Rob Walker watching an interview
is too long for it. He just doesn't have the attention span for that. This is a nice guy, TC Kirkham, a T-Cat. I like this guy. very sweet human being. He's just lovely. He's had a channel for a long time. He's worked very hard on it. Jamie Barnes, you're going to come up here. I haven't seen you on TV for a while. TC Kirkham will send you a Manilow shirt, I'm sure. He loves all that kind of music, easy listening. He will champion acts that many others would, some acts, some musicians don't carry a lot of cachet, okay? and some, in fact, are actually seen with some degree of derision or, they just aren't, they don't have the cool factor, okay? Some are like that. I guess Barry Manilow would be up there amongst those with that. Massey, do you have a sweet spot for any act that's generally regarded as kind of a little, it's a little,
What do you mean, like MOR type stuff?
Well, yeah. I mean,
I do like the Carpenters. Is that the same? I like the Carpenters.
Maybe a little bit.
A hell of a drummer, man.
Yeah,
Wow.
but see, that's the thing. Karen keeps.
I'm not a fan of Barry Manilow. I'm not a fan of Kenny G. I'm not
Chuck Mangione.
No. We used to sell a lot of that one record that was the big hit. I forget the name of it now.
Was the one with him like jumping on the front of it? Or
I don't even know. A&M Records. Yeah. I mean, there's some kitschy stuff that I like, definitely.
Yeah.
Now, it's kind of kitsch.
Okay, I love this comment. I'm tired, Rachel. I've been out for what? My birthday meal. And what an app. Jamie Barnes, happy 21st birthday. That's the big one. Jamie, happy birthday. We love you. Jamie Barnes, incredible. Okay, it's true, Rob, on both points. VC interviews are admittedly pretentious, especially the long ones. I don't think they're pretentious by definition.
I think people want to know.
I think
people want to know.
I think VC interviews are, I don't want to say stupid, but they're stupid.
Okay.
Generally, you can go to the person's channel and watch their videos and learn everything about them.
But isn't it a way of interacting and having some fun?
Look
at Billy. Look at Billy's Record Salon. Who knew that the guy was like a ground floor?
Yeah, but he technically was not like a regular VC person. He didn't make videos all the time. But why not just do a live stream or a stream or make a video with a bunch of people up there talking about a subject? That's
why did you decline an invitation to do an interview?
I'm afraid that Rob Walker is getting a little negative. He's watching the show a little bit. He's starting to descend into what I call a negative zone. These VC people think we're interested in them. Fuck off.
I don't think.
I don't think. What would give us that opinion? He's down there right now.
I don't think you're interested in me, but there's a lot of horrible people out there that can't get enough of me.
Massey, how do you handle criticism or suggestions on this level?
If you want to send me a captain's
hat, Joseph, what's up?
I don't care. It's not very funny, but
love will keep us together.
Oh, God.
KRWD, by the way. I like Mogami. I use Mogami in my guitar rigs, but they make good cables. I mean, I had them going from my phono pre to my pre, but
Rick Beato different though, because he's interviewing celebrities, rock and roll people, music industry insiders. But Rick's a lot of fun. I do like his interviews. Probably the guy I enjoy most. I do like the Professor of Rock, but he's more like a fanboy just talking, and he doesn't have quite the chops that Beato has for it. Anybody watch the Professor of Rock? Hey kids, I'm wearing Sandy eyewear. Go ahead.
He's too much talking before the interview.
Yeah, well, he's the setup is a bit, he's got the big setup going. Okay, I think Mazzy ran ABC Records on the last interview he gave. Holy smokes. Love will keep us together, Frank. Love will keep us together.
But Rachel, to be fair, here's how I imagine someone interviewing Rob Walker, how it would go. Ask me a question.
Okay, so you're Rob Walker. I'm the interviewer?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Rob, you're doing great over in Manchester. First of all, congratulations on the success of the Oldham Athletic. Rob, how did you get involved in the music? And was it the Beatles? Was that your gateway? You're in England, whatnot? Let me know. How do you feel about that? Here's Rob's response.
Oh, Rachel, no one wants to know about that stuff. And that's his cat.
Oh my God! It's got his beloved cat. What's his cat's name? The cat? Rob Walker's cat. Maurice. I think he named it after Maurice Gibb.
It starts with a C.
Melton.
It starts with a C.
You know what it is? It's a Joy Division.
Yeah.
It's
It's got recognized. Yeah.
What? Hold on.
There was a woman in the pub, and somebody just sent her the video of us record shopping on Saturday.
So she was kind of stalking us.
Yeah, she was stalking us.
Yeah,
she followed us. Very nice. American from Austin.
Yeah.
Hi there, if you're watching this.
Yeah, she will be.
We were. She was in her. Then she went to a pub, and we happened to go to the same pub that we went the other day with all 12 of us. So, but you like that kind of celebrity story?
Yeah, I'm used to it.
Hey.
In Manchester, everyone's a celebrity.
Even in London.
Yeah.
You can't escape it.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
It's a great bit of film. One concern, Rob, don't wear stripes. They make you look.
No, Rachel, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Are we doing
Honestly,
wow.
I am no fashion person. But Rob, maybe no stripes from now on.
Yeah, Rob, when you wear the stripes, they'll broaden you out a bit. It'll slender you down.
Well, you know what it does? It makes him look like a little boy. You were just missing like a fishing.
A little propeller. What?
Okay, I love this. Massey, how do you respond to this? It looks like a little bit of the bloom has come off your relationship with Rob. The rose is
okay. Here's
okay. What's your take?
Rob is like a pet that they're nice
Oh.
to you when you continually feed them, right? Or buy them toys. So Rob, when I was hanging out with him, he was very cordial in his own way. And we hung out a couple of times in London. When I've done things, response to his videos is great. Then he kind of, shits on you for a while and teases you. And then I finally, maybe a month late or 3 weeks late, did the 12-inch single video for him. And then he's all, hey, great, thank you, great job, and all that. So you have to kind of keep feeding him for him to say nice things about you. Otherwise, he just shits all over you.
I think
he does
Rob
it in a
is
nice
a
way.
good dude. I've never.
Oh, he is a good dude. I didn't say he was a bad dude.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, but that's what he does. He gets grumpy.
Well, grumpy is funny. I like
it. Can be if you don't understand. Apparently, it's the
right.
I always get this wrong. How do you say Manchurian?
Manchurian.
No, but it's not Manchurian. I was corrected in the comments because I said Manchurian wrong.
It's Mancunian.
Mancunian. That's
okay.
There's no R.
Yeah, no, it's just Mancun.
Yes.
Always like Cancun.
Mancunian. I got it wrong. I admit.
Hey,
wow.
I have a question.
Okay, Rob.
When did Bill Cake become some sort of hype man?
Okay, let's take a look at Bill Kreiner and see what he's coming up with. Let's go back. It looks like the comment was said some time ago, Rob. What does Bill say?
He just said Eddie in the house. He's been doing that like the whole stream.
In the house. Okay, yeah. Baby wants Eddie. Okay, that's a comment. Go ahead, Rob.
Eddie's in the house, but you've been doing it for everyone who joins.
Come on, Bill. Do better, okay? Eddie in the house. We know Eddie's. We love Eddie, okay? Holy smokes!
Hey,
okay, Maz, go ahead.
I'm going to promote something. Rob always promotes his auction.
So there we go. Promote.
Not on my channel, but I will put a link hopefully somehow. I got to figure out how to do it. But if you guys know Leo Laporte Twit TV,
yes,
this Friday the 27th, 1 p.m. Pacific, I'm going to be live. They broadcast it through YouTube on the Twit, and Leo and I are hanging out. I've known Leo since 1988 or 89. I haven't seen him in a while, and I'm going to talk about records and vinyl on his show, which is they do things beyond tech stuff sometimes. But he used to do Tech TV and part of the whole MSNBC or not, whatever it was at the very beginning.
When MSNBC started, he was on it.
Yeah, that was their studio was across from my office in San Francisco. So I'm going to be on Friday the 27th, and I'll promote it again. But an hour maybe.
Real Report's fantastic. And remember, what was that hot chick that was on there? Morgan,
Morgan was there when this thing started in the very beginning. Soledad O'Brien was on.
Yeah. Soledad.
He was a virtual character.
Yeah, it was a whole TV studio. They had a studio. He's in Petaluma. He had a whole studio. After the pandemic, though, he moved everything, kind of like Mark Maron. He built a studio in the garage, so he doesn't have the separate. It's not as big because everybody, advertising has been cut, everything. But they still do a big ongoing deal. I mean, the guy's smart as hell when it comes to tech shit, man.
Absolutely. We're still all in on Grumpy Bear. Thank you so much for asking. Loki asked the question, Rachel, do you support the lunatic Trump is displaying the full range of fascist traits? I sure do. And boy, do I wear this proudly. And red with the black, it's a beautiful combo. It's like Chicago Blackhawks or something. It's beautiful.
Oh, Rach, how's the weight going?
The weight is doing good, man. I've dropped. Let's see, I was 309 to start this fucking thing. Yeah. And now I'm down to 246 today.
Wow.
246.0. So, we're continuing to work down. We're trying to get the Butterfield 8 weight. And beloved Patreons, I know you're all excited about this. The promises have been made. I'm going to be doing my Liz Taylor Butterfield 8. I'm going to be holding a champagne glass as a little bit of a nod to Mazzy's Martinis in a slip, reminiscent of Liz in her Butterfield 8, and I'll probably have it.
Rachel, would you say as of right now?
Yes.
You're more the Liz Diamonds commercial?
I'm late Taylor.
Black diamonds.
Yes, remember that. White shoulders.
My mom wore white shoulders.
White shoulders, all us gals. We just love it. 63 pounds off the thing. Russ Dawson, where the hell you been, buddy? Have you got a wrench here? Has Russ got a wrench? No, he doesn't. Russ, you need a wrench. Got a wrench up. Congratulations, you're an honorary Rachel's Ghost here. So anyway, okay, what else did I want to talk about with Mazzy? There was a point of conflict. There was a point of conjecture that was going on. We need to fluff.
Thank you. Well, you got hat head.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get the skipper's hat on. Anyway, strange that Mazzy does not talk about the best album for 2025, Pearl Charles by Desert Queen. Desert Queen, Pearl Charles.
I haven't heard it.
And what is this? Yeah. Buster, you well deserve your cherry with your. He's got Professor X from the X-Men there with the Professor Charles Xavier with the mind power. I'm more Mancunian than Morrissey star power, just saying. Holy smokes, we love Morrissey. Arrested citizens. No citizen getting arrested. We're just arresting the illegal.
Well, that's kind of bullshit.
That's the Democrat side.
Yeah, that's more the Democrat side.
No, that's the factual side, basically.
Yeah, I don't believe any of that, Norman.
If they were arresting all, you brought it up.
Can I just say, I don't want to talk politics.
Yeah, go.
There have been several videos of Democratic political figures entering an area and being arrested by Republican officials. So that's all.
They shouldn't fuck around and they won't find out.
That's what I'm saying.
That's not what America's about.
You're so right. They fucked around. They're finding out big.
Well, all I'm saying is you made a statement.
Political discourse is not a thing to arrest people in America.
Hold on. I'm loving the liberal tears that are flowing so heavily.
I don't even like Trump, but I do now, because the liberal tears are delicious.
Attaboy.
Well, if you just want to arrest,
the tears are streaming.
arrest
all of them. Put them in Guantanamo with Hillary Clinton.
You know where that comes from.
Well, it's funny when people that don't have the acuity and the knowledge and the confidence in their argument, their first remark is liberal tears. That's their go-to.
I love liberal tears.
That's your go-to. You can't. You can't confidently have a discussion or an argument. So you just say a word called liberal tears that
the other classic is that liberals don't have a sense of humor.
Listen, Jughead, you didn't know what liberal
I'm
tears
a dry
were
humper
before you were radicalized by the internet, moron. Okay,
Radicalized. I'm a minority.
Word
I'm
didn't
a
even
foundational Black
formulate.
American. Can't
You're
you
not
see the
even
hat?
original enough to come up with your own term.
You're not even
You gotta
original
be
enough to come up with your own hat look.
Hey, powder moron.
Hey,
You
Wax.
gotta be
Hey, Wax.
radicalized by the
Hey,
internet to
Wax.
come up with a term.
These are the
to
tiers
express
we're
your
talking
feeling.
about. This is the tier.
You're internet radicalized, dude. That's what your persona is.
Internet radicalized.
All the verbiage that comes out of your mouth is not original. It's regurgitated from stuff that radicalized you on the internet. Tell me, hey, powder butt. You make money. You make money by grifting people on the internet.
Did you see how much I made last night?
Hold on. Hey, if you're an original dude,
there's nothing new under the sun.
Wait. If you're an
you
original
don't have to be
dude,
so jealous,
Rachel.
Yeah.
Look, I even let you
if
have
you're
the
if you're an original
dude,
dude, name one term that you utter that you came up with yourself.
Blah, 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 blah.
That's it. That's all you got. I thought you were.
Hold on. What words do you? Hold on.
I thought you're a prominent
what
figure
words
in
do
this
you
nonsense world
invent, Max? What word or Wax?
Dude,
What words have you
invented? You know what? Dry humpers. I came up with that today.
No, you didn't. I've heard that before. You did not invent dry humpers. You lying ass bitch.
Name another person who uses dry humpers on the internet.
I invented Fluffer.
Hey Nick, come over and play some music.
I invented that today.
I'm on my way.
You were here for the making of history when I invented the word fluffer.
Of the manosphere nonsense. That's who you are. There's nothing original.
At least
about
I
you, dude.
invented cool words like fluffer.
No. Well, you seem
and
to
guess
use
what?
Words,
I'm going to tell everybody I invented dry humper
use
now.
A lot of words you
I'm going to use dry humper all
dude.
the time now, and people will associate it with me, not you.
Hey,
I
dude,
stole that from
use
your
liberal
bitch ass.
tears.
It's
I
mine now.
was the 150th person to use liberal tears on the internet. There's nothing original about you. Smoke your cigarette like that.
But everybody will think I'm the first person to use dry humper.
You're the first guy to smoke a cigarette on the internet in the manosphere. There's nothing original about you, dude.
Cigarette smoking. Well,
Rob, calm down, Rob. You know when a YouTuber wants,
he's such a dry
all
humper.
Of a sudden, the first thing they do is buy a big ass microphone and have it come in the frame to look professional.
There's nothing original about these
Doesn't
guys,
it look
Rachel.
Good,
Come on.
Though?
Yeah, it looks great, actually.
Thank you.
It's like, yeah.
So does your shirt. So does Rob's look that he stole from me.
Now hold on. Rob spent hours prepping that look for his debut on the
Me and Rob Walker talked about this look.
You are far too old to be wearing a fitted hat backwards like that, sir.
Yeah, that's a good one. What radical place did you learn that from? There's nothing original about you.
You radical wabbits.
Yes. Elmer Fudd used that in 1958. Come on.
You're right. I didn't invent that one, but I did invent dry humper.
No way. That's Jim started that whole thing. We're all familiar with that.
No.
Holy smokes. Franco's Rob's yelling at the guest again. Listen, it's called Hollywood, okay? We're all here.
Get paid. That's what I get paid to do. I get paid to do that.
This show just got good. It just Al Gore good. Holy smokes. Anyway, you can have a little fun.
And Wax has been here the whole time, but it's not until I pipe up that.
Holy smokes! But
until you started using terms that are not original, dude.
You're welcome.
Be original. Don't copy all the
dry humper
morons that you watch.
Holy smokes!
Hey, Rachel, can I do an impersonation of Powderhead?
Okay.
Hey, I could do what that guy's doing. All I have to say is liberal tears.
Holy crap, Rob. When you did the inflection of the voice, I actually felt your IQ drop by about 10 points.
I'm good at that. That's what I'm
good. I'm just going to go get
I'm going to go get picnic basket. I don't want to walk.
Look out, I'm going to get
I'm staying out of this today.
Nick, can you go get me a picnic basket?
Fantastic. Now listen, we all love one another here. Let's not lose sight of the big picture, what I call the big picture. And I think even Massey in his heart knows that Donald John Trump is doing just a great job. Massey, name 3 of your favorite things that you've seen in the Trump administration this current term that's really turned your mind around.
Well, one is,
okay.
Trump apparently in the government has an intelligence committee, which is surprised they call it that since it's Trump committee, but he has the intelligence.
What you're doing.
The intelligence told him that Iran does not have not building a nuclear bomb.
No,
basically he said, no, that's not true. His intelligence people who do this for a living, even the ones that he picked, said that's not the case. And he went and he tore up the Iran agreement that would check them all the time. And now look at, he's following Netanyahu, who is fucked up. Israel has great people, fucked up leaders. America has great people, fucked up leaders. And Iran has great people and fucked up leaders. And that's where we are now. So
yeah, we want to, help out the Iranian people, but I guess, in terms of,
but then I thought people on the right don't want to change regimes. That's not what they
don't want regime change because it doesn't work.
That's what Trump's doing.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think Israel's
definitely wants the Ayatollah out.
Doing that, Mass. I think Israel is doing that. I think that's what they want. Yeah. All we know
and we're following suit by doing
we're not. Hang on. All we do, the facts
we have defend them every single time.
Let me settle down. I know you're.
If Obama did this, or Biden did this 2 years ago,
Obama did this, it would be bullshit.
Obama dropped a bunch of bombs on a whole bunch of people, but that's beside the point. What I'm trying to tell you is we had a direct limited strike on 3 specific targets. Boom, boom, boom. Done. One and done. Now behave yourselves, he goes. Trump goes, now behave yourselves.
But isn't he the great deal maker? He could have made a great deal without
dropping. He tried making a deal. Apparently,
no, he didn't. He had a deal in place and he ripped it up. We had an international
He's making Iran great again.
Yeah,
he's better than Trump knows more than the entire world community.
Well, we know that 51 intel agents said that Hunter Biden's laptop was filled with Russian disco.
Rachel, how about staying on the topic we're discussing instead of?
It is the topic, Rob.
We're discussing
Rachel.
It is dry humper.
It is not. Massey is referencing those
Rachel.
spread disinformation.
Let me ask you a question. Can I ask you a question?
Paper they're written on.
Can I ask you a question? Hold on. Can I ask a question of you?
Ask a question.
It seems to me the main person that really goes against everything you believe and talk about is Mazzy.
Yes.
Every time we get into these discussions, you bring up shit that doesn't obviously change Mazzy's.
Oh my God! Do you ever say anything
and
original?
He brings up. Why don't you just shut the fuck up, Powderhead?
Just like nonstop. Blah, blah,
Rachel,
blah,
can you mute him?
And then
hold on, because I'm talking, and since the unoriginal guy couldn't come up with anything.
Unoriginal flow, please.
Can you stop talking about talking and talk?
Why don't you phallically put the cigarette in your mouth and calm down? Okay. All right.
Stop thinking about me that way. I'm not gay.
Rachel, let me finish my point. So Mazzy says shit.
Do you have one?
Doesn't change your point of view at all.
You're all edge and no point.
So what I ask of you is just stay on topic and discuss what's happening now, because these things have been talked about ad nauseum, and they don't push the conversation forward.
We can go back. So what happened?
I will bet you $100 that when you bring up Hunter Biden, Mazzy turns you off. He turns you off.
Well, because Hunty,
if you think you're some sort of smart political discusser, you're turning him off. It's not helping the conversation.
I love
KRWB. Yes, that was the agreement, world agreement, and they would check it every month. They would verify that they weren't making nuclear weapons. That was the agreement. That's when you negotiate agreement, what you do. That's what it did. Trump ripped that agreement up.
He grabbed it by the pussy.
Yeah, he did. He ripped it up, and all the other countries agreed.
So like Trump knows
more. Trump always knows more than everyone else, including people who know knowledge. He always knows more. He has to be the hero. He has to do things because it's about him. It's not about you. It's not about Iran. It's not about Israel. It's about him all the time.
I love him all the time. But you know what? No, here's what happened. The only reason I mentioned the Intel situation, because Mazzy's making this appeal that the Intel community knows more than Mazzy. And what I'm trying to say
not more than me.
More than Trump. I know that, Mazzy. What I'm just positing is that the Intel community has failed in times past to deliver truthful information. Remember,
we only know they failed.
We only know what they, even in whatever way the political situations being run, we only know what they tell us, Rachel. We don't even know. We don't even know a little bit of truly what's going on in
That's
any way.
right, Rob. I agree with Rob on that. And here's the other thing, kids. Remember when they had the weapons of mass destruction? And Colin Powell, who we all love, he was a great general, and he had the pictures of the UN. And a lot of Dems didn't believe this. I believed it. I bought it. I was at Tucker Carlson. I sucked in, and I went, holy fuck, we just lost the buildings in New York, the World Trade Center. And then here's CNN going to the 7th Cavalry. In those days, I watched CNN. It wasn't burned in my TV like some people I know, but I did watch the network, the most trusted of those. And the guys are flying across the Humvees and the Jeeps. And they go, it's the 7th Cavalry. They're going in. I go, go, the fuckers, get up. And then we got Saddam. He's done. We got him. That was go victory. USA. USA. Go ahead, Mavs. Yeah.
You're absolutely right about that. That whole thing they fucked up about. However, the only thing I will say is after we were attacked massively in 9/11, a lot of people felt that, and we responded in a way. Now, we responded partially wrong, completely wrong, but we responded, and that's why people were on board. We have not been attacked this time. We have not been attacked. We did a strike on a country again. Like, why didn't, Obama or Biden or anyone go in and start bombing Russia after they attacked a country like Ukraine? We didn't lift a finger. We put money up there. But
hold on, Mazzy. Here's my sense of all this. Again, it's a marketing thing, right?
Yeah.
We only know what they told us. You don't know what we did to Russia after they attacked Ukraine in a covert kind of way, just
true.
like the shit they do to us. Yeah. It seems silly to me that we have to pick sides, right? We have to pick sides. That's the rules.
Yeah.
Where we can't question, because we all know there's shit going on all the fucking time. And we don't have to use our governments as the highest example. We could use the VC where knuckleheads are doing shit all the time because they think they're getting one up on another person. So this is ridiculous.
So anyway, when it comes to our intel agency, because of 9/11, that's where a great deal of a dose of my skepticism came in, because I did get suckered in on that. And you know what? When October 7th happened, the attack on Israel, and the cameras are there on the ground. I remember, it's got the roving camera, and they showed a white camper van, and there's a dead woman, and she's wearing white conveniently, and blood is all over. She is dead. And then the camera moves in on her. It's got that, cinema verite style. It's going right in on her. And then it moves out, and there's a kid dead on the road. And
you mean Wag the Dog? You're talking Wag the Dog thing.
Yeah. What happened at that time? Yeah, you're exactly right, Maz. So I felt that ire rise, and then I had to do a mental check on myself. Hold on. Remember the last time you felt this way? I go, yeah, into myself, 9/11. Saying, well, you fuckers, what do you freaking do? And then when I saw these innocent civilians all dead on the streets of Israel, I go, you fucker. And then I realized, whoa, hold on. Where have we seen this picture before? So I tempered I restrained my own gut level reaction.
Well, Israel deserves their sovereignty. They deserve their independence. They deserve their country. And a lot of, I'm a generation, so I support Israel.
Do they deserve closed borders?
Not closed borders, but secure borders. But the thing is, going back, there has to be a Palestinian state. But the problem a lot of young people don't realize, they're blaming Israel all the time now. And the leadership of Israel now is not good for Israel, doesn't want a Palestinian state. And that's been the problem. But for decades, for generations, there has been a few times where there could have been a Palestinian state and negotiations were close. And what happens is Arab groups would kill the Arab who was negotiating with Israel, going back to, Menachem Begin.
Yeah, Anwar Sadat got himself.
Yeah. So in a way, the Arab community has shot themselves in the foot, who don't want peace with Israel, don't want Israel to exist. So when you say that you don't want a country to exist, that's not a non-starter. And I believe in Israel in that respect. However, what they've done now in Palestine and the way they bomb Palestine and innocent people is atrocious. And Trump wanting to build casinos and hotels and that whole thing is even worse.
Well,
Rob Walker.
Hello, Rob.
Now, okay, Rob Walker joining the panel. Rob Walker, welcome. The pride of Oldham. the kids what Oldham is. It's part of Greater Manchester. It's a suburb of Manchester City.
He's got Trump hair.
Yeah.
You've got a lovely
that's a good one, Powderhead.
Is it not original enough?
Oh.
He's a dry humper. How about that?
Okay, stop it. I do not want Flo attack Rob. Where is this animosity?
I'm sorry, Rob. I'll stop being mean to you.
You are so handsome. Okay, Rob. How are you doing? Now, I saw you did a new video. I couldn't believe it. You're still attempting to do videos where you talk about records, and it had something to do with a boot sale. It seemed to be something very thrift store, charity shop-ish. It was like, I got some lovely pictures from a charity shop.
Rachel,
oh, go ahead.
It's the most successful channel in the VC mind. So
what? Hold on. What?
So on a pro rata, if I had 40,000 subscribers,
yes,
I'd be hitting 100,000 views on every video.
Yes, 100
video.
per video.
Yeah.
You know, isn't that the case with all the big channels? Like, not everybody that can be there for every single episode.
If I was doing videos and getting sort of 10, 15% of my subscribers watching my channel, I'd be embarrassed. That's like me getting about
hold on.
200 views.
I have to challenge you on this, Rob Walker. There are plenty of other reasons for him to be embarrassed.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Okay, I am sick to death of all the kickback on Rob Walker. Listen, you sons of bitches from England causing trouble for Walker. He is so beloved, so iconic. Okay, a presence. And I don't like him being likened to some sort of soap opera character, a child actor. I don't know what the fuck is going on with you people, the fook. But I'm going to tell you this. He's a gentleman, he's a scholar, and he loves his beautiful, beloved Oldham and Manchester. He loves his Smiths. He loves his Happy Mondays. He loves his factory records.
Rachel, you give it a rest, will you?
Okay, I'm working hard.
If you look on my Instagram, I've got posted the Oasis pop-up shop that's going to be open for over a month, selling all sorts of merchandise related to Oasis. So
really?
I'm certain you'd love to go in there.
Is that show coming up? Are those concerts coming up?
Yeah, they're coming up. But the tickets now, they're readily available. You can get a ticket quite easily now.
Are you going?
Not at the moment, but I'll probably end up going, yeah. I've seen them before, though, but I'll probably go.
I think I heard something yesterday where Bono was privy or talked to Noel Gallagher, and he said he's very happy with how the rehearsals are going. Did you hear that?
Okay, Bono. So we got an endorsement from the incredible Bono, lead vocalist for you too.
Anyone see Bono on Rogan?
Yeah, I saw the. I mean, he got his ass handed to him.
Yeah, he sure the fuck did. He sure the fuck did.
Well, because he doesn't know, right?
No.
He's a little guy and he runs around. Okay, hold on. We got.
Uh-oh.
Okay, wait. Now, Mousy, I'm just going to put you off for a sec, okay? I don't want you to go anywhere. We're getting the world premiere of Loki Teo coming up, okay? So I'm going to bring you right back. Just be patient. Because Loki Teo, I'm excited. Loki is coming up. We got room for Loki. I'm excited. You're excited. Mousy, just be very patient as we... Okay, the stage is clear. Mousy, bless you, and I appreciate your long suffering in this regard. Okay, Loki, make your way up the TV show and try and be gentle towards Powder Dusty. Okay.
Be rough. I love to vampire that energy.
Okay, well, this is
where'd you learn that word from?
I
learned it somewhere. You're right. I didn't invent that one.
The chat is going well. Okay, Mazzy's removed. Mazzy is being very patiently waiting for you, Loki. No,
never gonna happen.
No, okay, Mazzy, I gotta get Mazzy. Come
I think
on,
Loki is a bot. You should block
Mazzy. Get Mazzy up. I'm so sorry, Mazzy. Loki sucked us all in. I was so convinced that for once we were going to finally see the little guy. Wrong person. No deal.
But here, I'll make you the deal. If you come up here, Loki, I'll drop off voluntarily.
You come up, he'll voluntarily go. It's a ruse, Rachel. Don't fall for it. It's a trap.
Come on, Loki.
It's kind of like, what do you call it? You know, the whole Star Wars thing. It's a trap.
Yeah. Admiral Akbar.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. We got Maz back. That's what I like. Mazzy, thanks for your indulgence.
What was that about?
Well, Loki
being a little bitch again.
Yeah, he was going to come up on a TV show. And of course, we've never seen him. Would you love to see Loki and Engage have an opportunity? One, he's very bright. Oh, I'm gone. You're all in reverse, Rob. Let's fix you up. Elastica, they're great. You know what that I like, Rob, is the conversation song they did. You know, is that the one?
Connection.
Yeah, Connection. I said conversation. Connection. You know that. Boom, boom, boom,
This is a great record. This is a record. Has Mazzy got this one?
Okay, it's Britpop at its height.
I know it. I don't. I think I have a CD.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think I have a CD of it.
It's such a good record. Such a good record.
And it goes boom, 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 boom. You know, it's
that's like 90s, right?
Yeah,
95 maybe, or 90.
Yeah,
maybe 94.
Yeah, they are. Okay, there's the back of it. So it's one bloke and then three lovely ladies that comprise the group.
Yeah, drummer. The drummer's a guy.
And wasn't the lead singer? She quit to be an artist or something. I think she's like a visual artist now.
Yeah, she used to date Brett out of Suede, and then she dated Damon out of Blur. So she got passed around a little bit. You know what I mean?
You know who I would have liked to have seen her with? Not Brett from whatever the hell. I would have liked to have seen her with Britt from the Flying Conchords. Britt, because he's cute, isn't he? He's a cutie. Holy smoke!
I've been at a record fair today. It cost me 18 quid.
Yeah.
What,
great question. This is one of the great movies with Steve Coogan in the role of Tony White. Jimmy, did you like the 24-hour party movie talking about factory records, the La Hacienda, where the big dance club in Manchester? Our very own Rob Walker has been at the Hacienda. He has been there many times.
I've been to the Hacienda 3 or 4 times.
There you go.
But I've got here video.
Yeah.
Of 24-hour party people.
Yeah.
Oh, on VHS. Wow.
Oh, he's sealed up. He's sealed.
Wow. Holy hell. That is like an artifact that if the world gets nuked, you want that to survive as a symbol of what our civilization created. Show the back of the spine again, Rob. Look at that. It's a thing of beauty. Yeah, hold that part up. Look at that. 24 hours. It looks like some kid made it themselves with the way it's put on there. Look at that. It's a real deal, huh, Rob? How'd you get that? A sale?
But everyone knows.
Honestly, it cost me.
He glued that label on there. It's a porno.
It cost me 20 pence. That cost me 20 pence.
Wow.
Yeah. What did I say? It's Tony. I said Tony White. Tony Wilson. Tony Wilson. But Steve Coogan in the role. And of course, Tony's in the movie itself. He does a cameo in that movie.
Tony Wilson's such a legend. He's proper. I know Mazzy. Was it Vinyl Richie did a video showing 200 12-inch singles for the Mayor of Manchester. So that was supposed to be me. But the Mayor of Manchester should have been Tony Wilson. He promoted the city culturally. He was such a great guy. So, great film. I think this might be Jimmy Barnes' one of Jimmy's favorites, I think.
I like that movie.
Do you like it?
Yeah. I got to watch that again. I saw it. I don't remember.
Is that Steve Coogan in that?
That's right. Steve Coogan, yeah.
Oh, I'm gone. There we go. Okay, get Robbie in Detroit. Robbie, good to see you here. Good to see everybody. Just got a great message from the incredible Joey Callio, 7 Horse, about to go touring again. And, here's a big shout out to Joey Callio, who I love dearly. And also, for the observant amongst us, Joey put a picture on the Instagram, and there was a carefully folded shirt saying we're getting ready for the road. And, you're living out of a suitcase. But for the discerning eye, jazz bums were there. What do we got here? Jive Records, Seattle.
Yeah, this is so. Joey sent me a single kind of VCLT. So This is the package that came in like
Time Records.
Yeah, he sent me this as well.
You will not find a nicer guy than Joey Callio, and we just love. Maz, when was the last time you got a chance to hang out with the man? There's the band.
Cool.
There it is.
A couple weeks ago.
They had an extremely successful tour in 2024, probably concluding early, probably this year. But Data reforming, and then the reissue of a Puzzle, which was, and it's a great. I got to tell you, it's a great sounding album.
I couldn't get hold of that. I couldn't get hold of it.
Yeah, well, it's hard to get a hold of. I mean,
I was in Holland, weren't I, when it was record store days, so I was a bit off grid. So and when I got home, it had gone. So it's a shame, really. I don't know how much he's going for in the aftermarket. Wax, you'll probably know. Is it over 100?
Yeah, I think it's like that. But do you have the CD of it?
No, I haven't got it at all.
Okay, this is personal. This is hurtful. Rob, the Wax, please be calm as we dig into this story. This is a bit, it's got some edge. Does Rob Walker have any plans to get completely drunk and go on a live stream and slag Norman Maslow? That was a huge disappointment to so many of the violent community, Rob.
Yeah.
Have you apologized?
Yeah, I've every chance. I'll probably do that in the near future. It's about time. No, the VC needs shaking up a little bit. You know, it's all placid, isn't it? Everyone's loving each other, you know. Even Wax Pop is popular
But
now.
Rachel, you know that I really don't get upset when I know the source and I know where he's coming from. Like, it's a little sad to see, but
it's not. And you must just shake your head at all the
nonsense. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? You know, some people I expect more than others.
But you know what the funny thing is? So I'll go on a live stream and kick off a little bit, and then people are watching the live stream and then telling other people to come and watch it because it's kicking off. I got told that a few times.
You know, Rob, I totally agree with you. I get inboxes quite a bit of telling me that someone said on this thing that I never even heard of that someone said something about me, and I have to get all upset and cranky about it.
You'd never heard of them?
Nick Fantasy, I call upon you and your expertise. Has anybody have or heard any Parasound separates? I'm considering the P6 preamp with an 823 power amp or going with the Mint integrated. Nick, help us out.
I owned a Parasound amp. The I want to say that it was just a power amp, the A23 or something like that. Parasound make good stuff. The only thing I worry about is they used to be owned by this guy. His name was Richard Schramm, and he was there for audio. You know, he knew his stuff. They got bought out like within the past year, and some other guy that I don't know, he was in real estate or something, bought the companies, and you're like, this is not good, but Parasound make really, really nice stuff. It's just, it's the warranty shit I worry about. But Parasound make good stuff.
Isn't that the company that Dr. Robert had and they wouldn't repair or fix it, Parasound, or is that something else?
I don't know.
They're giving them shit now because someone bought the company.
Can I say something? I don't mean to interrupt you too, but Herc, I'd like to thank you for introducing a topic that made the stream grind to a halt.
Okay, hold on. Now, speaking of Joy Division, Ian Cactus, it's Peter Huck, of course, the bass player for Joy Division. Later on, he goes on with, who was the other band that he was?
New Order.
New Order, yeah.
This is a really good book because it goes through, so the Hacienda in 1983, it tells you like what the songs he were playing in the Hacienda in 1983. Party Fears 2 by the Associates and D-Train, You're the One for Me, Master Flash, The Message, Patrice Rushen, Forget Me Nots. It's Certain Ratio. It's a really good book. And it goes through like what, like so in 82, 83, 84, there was a lot of gigs in the Hacienda. Before it was more of a nightclub, it was more of a music venue. So some of the artists who played there, it was really good. The Smiths played there, of course, quite a few gigs. So yeah, this is a good book. It's worth picking up.
Okay, so if you're a fan of Manchester Factory Records, the music scene in Manchester in the 80s, it was the top of the world. So many great acts coming out there, not to mention the Smiths, which were one of the great bands of the entire decade.
Anthony, and, exactly.
You know, they loom large in our memory. A great comment up above here. This is Dane Johnson. Dane, good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while. Speaking of nice musicians, I met Mike Campbell from the Heartbreakers at Tom Petty, Heartbreaker. Mike Campbell really took over everything. He became kind of the de facto leader after Tom passed away at a recent VIP concert event. Nicest famous person I've ever met. Brought a kid on stage before the show to go over his guitars. It was very cool. Yeah, what is the old expression? You know, don't meet your heroes. You're bound to be disappointed. It's very nice when you hear a story where someone's gracious and giving of their time. You know, it's got to be the right place. You don't want to be talking to Chevy Chase right over a meatball. Time it, do it right. It's named for Ian Curtis, the late legendary lead vocalist for Joy Division.
Yeah, John Curl.
We love little Curtis. Look at him, he's a happy cat.
He's wet. It's raining in Manchester. There's a surprise.
Okay, and more advice is coming in on this system. Audifilio knows the thing about hardware himself. Goes, Parasound was a once great company, but they are no longer that. So they're getting a solid no from Anthony. So you might want to look elsewhere, at least on that.
The old stuff was excellent. The guy that bought it, it just seems like a bad company now.
Turkey Toad, we were just talking about 24-Hour Party People. It's a great movie. Universally hailed as being wonderful around here. Now, are there any new rock bios or any rock and roll shows that we need to be aware of, Norman?
There's the Becoming Led Zeppelin. Didn't you see that yet, Rachel?
It's on Netflix now, but you don't have Netflix.
Okay, I got Prime. I got if it comes to Prime.
Rachel, I've got want to just say something to Mazzy. Mazzy, Todd gave me a recommendation of sort of a two-piece called King Hannah from Liverpool. Really good.
King Hammond?
Yeah, King Hannah.
Called King Hammer. I don't know.
Hammer, what is it? What was the Hammers? You know,
the Hammer film.
Hannah, King Hannah.
Spell it.
I think he said King Hammock.
That accent's really fucking you up right now.
Spell it in American.
From England that can
wait. Spell it in American and don't add a U in the middle of it, okay?
Okay, do it very slowly. We'll go back on this. We will get this. We can't let it go. King
Hannah, as in Hannah and her sisters.
Hannah.
Oh, I never would have got that. That was way off.
Mancunian accent is like King Anna.
Do you mean lesbian?
Hannah? Like Hannah Montana?
It was
like Hannah and her sisters, I guess.
Yeah.
Like
check him out, Mazzy. Really good. And
who doesn't know who to check out?
I've already messaged Todd, but thank Todd. I don't know where he got that from, but really good.
Okay, Anna. Fluffy, we love Fluffy from LA. Does Flow State like any British music groups? Flow.
Yeah, the one you just talked about, Wonderwall. Oasis is good. And then of course there's Rolling Stones. I've seen them once actually.
I'm interrupting again here. 1982.
Yeah.
October the 29th, Thompson Twins and Tears for Fears at the Hacienda.
That's what the fuck you interrupted me for? That was boring as shit. Nobody cares about that.
Actually, it's called a book, Flow State. You should read one once.
Oh, Rob! He's got a library back there.
Psychedelic Furs.
It's all for show.
Of Mercy.
Okay,
it's all for show.
Great, Rob. So what you got there in your hands is kind of like the venues and who played and the dates and everything.
The Hacienda, So the third night the Hacienda was open, the Teardrop Explodes played there.
Can
so
Wax talk more?
Yeah.
This is very hurtful to our friends from
that's original.
It seems like a good book. I like the.
Yeah, it's really good. Anyway, I'll go now, Rachel. Thanks for having me on. See you later.
Rob, we love you. Rob Walker, legend. Looking for him coming December, probably the 24th, 23rd. He'll get drunk. There may or may not be a hazing of Norman Maslow when he goes up. We'll wait to see. The vinyl community waits and wonders. Now, how is Vinyl Dale doing? I haven't heard a thing from him. I don't know where Slyman is. I haven't heard from him. Remember, there's no such thing as a bad boy.
Oh, yeah. Where is he?
Where is Simon? Massey, you're good friends with Simon. Eddie, have you heard? Have you appeared on the show?
You mean Ranking the Obscure?
No, that's Ian.
No, it's Ian.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. I don't know.
Simon was Vinyl Dale.
Yeah,
Right,
he
right,
would
right,
be the
right.
helmet.
I know he is.
Helmet.
He's the one that.
Yeah.
I know he is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ask Jimmy to come up.
Okay, well, I tried to ask on Jimmy, but he got all tired or something. I did want to go.
It's his birthday party, apparently.
Holy smokes.
Oh, I never thought about that dude until you mentioned him, Rachel.
Okay, Caitlin Stoddard has arrived. I'm on the spectrum, and this lady is insulting us all. Who's Caitlin Stoddard? Holy smokes. Caitlin Stoddard. I'm on the spectrum.
Caitlin.
We love our people on the spectrum. Caitlin, God bless you. That's funny.
Hey, Kate.
Folks.
Was that like a bless your heart, God bless you?
Caitlin's a real lady. She does a show with James Onoboni, Sinatra, Lenny White, Lennon, Esquire, Sir, and MBE. Incredible. But Caitlin's lovely. But I haven't seen her in a long time. I don't believe this is actually Caitlin.
No, it's not Caitlin.
It's just a knockoff.
Yeah.
But
Oh, it is? Okay, well then no.
I don't even know who that person is, Rachel.
she's very sweet. She's very
Yeah, she is. Extremely sweet.
Primus is going on tour, though. I got that concert coming up in a month.
Okay, Primus. Okay, now when you're talking Primus, you're talking Mr. Bass Player Wiz. What's his name?
Am. Les Claypool.
Yeah, but they have a new drummer or something like that.
Yeah, Herb quit.
See, there's something original that I'm doing that you're not.
Okay, it's got it.
It is an original. Plenty of people talk about
Rob, can you help us out? This is a great question. A lot of people in the VC are asking this. I still don't get why Vinyl Dale wears that helmet.
It's called a soft. What is this called, Rachel?
The forehead.
A yarmulke.
Frontal lobe.
Yeah, he's a soft frontal lobe.
Soft frontal lobe. If the gray matter isn't wrinkly enough, if it's too smooth, there could be issues.
But smoothness makes you aerodynamic. Smooth brains unite, right, buddy?
Well, there is that.
Hey, Rachel, I have a feeling he learned that on the internet when he was.
You should go find out where I copied it from.
Yeah.
No, I have no interest in learning things from the internet like you do.
I can tell that you have no interest in learning things
from the internet.
Oh, God, now
Rachel! Wow, what a zinger! It would have had more meaning if you shoved a cigarette.
You could find out where I stole that one from, but you're not interested in learning.
No, not from the place
you're going concern. Any movement, I do the one show a week. I'm not fully in contact with all the goings-ons. Any further word on you and Michael 45 getting together for a reconciliatory huge video presentation? I would love to see it.
I haven't thought about it. I suppose if he reached out to me, I mean, you know me, I have no problem. I didn't do anything.
I know, but I'm wondering if you've made any.
No, I don't think that's something that needs to happen. I mean, he has he's got a whole different business plan.
Yeah.
He's got a whole different thing. It's fine. All the power to him. I wish.
What about you, Rob? Are you of the same mindset as Norman? Because I'd love to see you and Darren Crawford get together, because there was a visceral exchange of emails that was somewhat blistering. It seemed to end in some sort of reconciliatory fashion. I'd just love to see you guys get together again.
Now we're thinking.
Now that you mentioned it, Rachel. Yeah. Rachel, I do have something that's sort of like Darren Crawford that I could have a conversation and yield the same results.
Pretty much. Now, here's what's interesting.
Hey, Mouse. Mouse, what do you think of what's going on today in the world?
Well, mouse isn't giving much of a response.
That's like a mouse from 1991. Why do you have
Good
that?
mouse.
Well, it's a wireless mouse. Nick, you seem to know technology. Was there wireless mouses in 1991?
No, I don't think there were mouses yet in 91.
Computer.
When did a mouse come along? I remember the mouse.
I wonder who you stole that idea from, Rob.
Uh-oh.
Your mom?
Yeah, I did see that. Michael 45 apparently opened an actual physical record store.
Really?
Yeah, I saw it online or
what? 45's got a record store?
Yeah, all the things that you shouldn't do.
Yeah, right. Oh my God!
I mean, no way in hell. As much as I love going to record stores.
Hey, Rachel. I don't know if this is the name of the store, but I'm gonna guess it's Dusseldorf's Duds.
Dusseldorf's Duds. Holy smokes! Well, I assume it would be something in German, but I guess "Dud" or "Dort" has got to be something. It sounds kind of German.
Hey, those of you in the Seattle area, I went to a store yesterday that's only open a few months. It's not a bad little store. Okay. We'll see. You know, it's in Burien, and Burien is basically west from SeaTac, a little kind of cool little area, and there's Old Town, whatever it's called, and it's called Double Dare Records. And collectibles, and I bought a couple of things there, but it's not bad.
What a great name for a Dusseldorf store. Guten Tag. Sorry, man. Show the card again. Let's go.
No, it's okay. There's nothing to see. But okay. Yeah, I don't know anything about. I assume Michael's store is in Dusseldorf, but he's got a store. All the power to him.
Okay, look who we got. It's our friend Jim, and he's got a record. Jim, that's a great showing there. That's a great chance to invert you here. Now, Rob, this is perfect what he's doing, what the boy's doing. Look, he's got a record, and it's Jim.
Where did you shoplift it from?
I got to put Jim up next to Rob. Let's get you two kids back together, okay? Jim, can you apologize to Rob? Because maybe we could get you guys reconciled. Jim, I'm a big fan of your drumming. I've seen you perform. I think you're a very positive. And remember, you know my philosophy, Jim. There's no such thing as a bad boy, and especially in your case. And you have actually criticized William Pumping Vinyl as being up to no good, and you gave a very heartfelt apology to anyone that may have questioned your association with the lad. Jim, in your defense, go ahead.
Well, yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's water under the bridge. You know, I have only kind feelings for Rob. Yes. Don't wish him any ill will or.
Yeah, isn't this very convenient, Rachel?
And on the topic of William,
months-long rants and making hate videos about me. This is such a convenient way to.
I think that's in the past. We're moving in a new direction.
Maybe he can recommend the rehabilitation facility.
There's no such thing as a bad boy, and I know Flo backs me up on that. Now, speaking of pumping vinyl, go ahead. This is young William, I think he's a kind of a special needs boy. There's some issues there. Tell me about your relationship. And what happened with the rumors that you were supposed to have a meet-up or a hookup with pumping vinyl, and it never happened, Jim?
Well, I'll tell you about that, and then can I talk about the album?
You sure can. We'll talk rock.
Okay, I'll give you your drama.
Okay.
Well, you know, I guess William got a little obsessed. I mean, you can't blame the guy. He was obsessed with me. That's fine. And he thinks I sort of betrayed him and met with Jason Rojas instead.
Okay.
But I actually didn't meet anyone from the VC when I was away.
You were stateside, right? You were.
I was, yeah, for a week. I didn't meet anyone.
Did you go to multiple states or one state to visit?
No, I was in Texas.
Why would you go there first? No offense.
Well, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really.
Have you been to the States before?
A long time ago. I don't remember. I was too young to remember. But I really enjoyed Dallas. Thought it was a vibrant city, great place, and everything's bigger in Texas.
No riots.
That's what they say.
Yeah, Dallas is a fun city.
Anyway, yeah. So to clarify, William, yeah, he's a little bit unhinged. Jason, didn't meet Jason. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, it didn't have it. Now, here's the other thing. Are you really John Mills, the great thinker, the philosopher? John Mills was all about pragmatism. It was. I forget. It's been a while since I studied John Mills. But is that your reference point, or this is what you're going with for a name today?
No, the great actor John Mills.
Oh, like Haley's dad,
father of Haley.
Hey, it's kitchen sink dramas.
He was in The Family Way with Haley.
Paul McCartney did the soundtrack. Mazzy probably owns that.
I do.
Yeah, he was. His best movie was Ice Cold in Alex, or Swiss Family Robinson, perhaps, or Great Expectations.
What's the one on the Irish coast? There's like or the Moors or something. There's a.
It's the Moors.
American Werewolf in London.
No. I'll think of it.
Beware of the Moors.
Well, Great Expectations begins on the moors when Pip runs into an escaped convict.
He does indeed. Who turns out to be quite a blessing for the young lad, Miss Havisham. All right, you're a huge Morrissey fan.
Yes.
What do you got here? Your Arsenal.
Well, yeah. For anyone in the UK, there's been a quite strange, random influx of these records on eBay and Juno Records. This is the remastered Your Arsenal.
Okay, and now where does this sit in his discography? First release, second?
This is the third solo album.
Yeah, that was like 90s thing, I think.
Ryan's daughter. I was thinking of Ryan's daughter. I was thinking.
Ryan's daughter is the film Mazzy's thinking of.
Oh yeah, well he won an Oscar for that.
Now, Jim, or how do you want to be called? Do you want to be Jim or John or Archie? Kids have got
John. Yeah, I mean Archie, John Mills, Spring Hill Jim. The young lad.
Well, I call you Jim, so we're going to stick with Jim, like my beloved Jimmy Barnes. Now, are you and Jimmy Barnes getting along at this point?
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, yeah.
All right,
Jimmy.
We love Jimmy around here. Okay.
I mean, grudges are pointless, really, and feuds and whatever it might be.
Rob has already said that on the show. He says, I want to move forward in love and in understanding, compassion. And a united.
He sent the nicest card to the house.
Mark, you need
I'm sorry I was a dick.
It's good to have Mark here and as moderator. Holy smokes, this is so good. So, Jim, have you ever done a ranking of these of the Morrissey solo career, or is that even possible for you?
I did that recently, yeah. Produced by Mick Ronson, by the way.
The legend.
Yeah, he did a lot of people.
The chords on I Know It's Gonna Happen Someday were actually borrowed from Rock and Roll Suicide. And luckily, Morrissey was able to get away with this because Mick Ronson was the producer. In fact, David Bowie himself covered that song. I Know It's Gonna Happen Someday.
Okay, now this is fantastic. So what would be the top? Where's the starting point for Morrissey other than the Smiths? If a kid wants to get into Morrissey.
Hey, Rachel, is this what you would call one of those boring
every day's like Sunday
interviews?
Boy,
I'd probably say Your Arsenal, maybe Vauxhall and I mean, the three strongest albums are Your Arsenal, Viva Hate, and Vauxhall and I. Those are the three strongest albums.
Okay. So this is where either one of those you start off and you're going to be a very happy kid. Do you think Johnny Marr died a little inside the first time he ever heard Every Day is Like Sunday? Because it's a masterpiece. It's as good as anything the Smiths ever did. It's got the wry, sardonic humor that Morrissey is known for. I mean, you cannot listen to a Morrissey lyric without having a wry smile. Great.
Yeah, it's so tongue-in-cheek.
It's so
great.
funny. I mean, he's a genius when it comes to that. Do you have any insight on what Johnny Marr's reaction was when Every Day Like Sunday broke? Because it is a massive song. Massive.
Well, as you probably know, J. Marr broke up the band, and he went off to Los Angeles to join Talking Heads. Morrissey was sort of distraught, heartbroken, didn't know what to do. And luckily, Stephen Street, who was the producer on the albums and the engineer, he saved the day and sent some cassettes over to Morrissey. And they made Viva Hate, the album, the first solo album. And the first single was, in fact, not Sunday, it was Suede Head.
Yeah, Suede Head.
It went higher in the charts than any other single by the Smiths. So that says quite a lot about Morrissey. And it says a lot about Stephen Street in the fact that he was able to do as good a job as Johnny Marr on that album.
Well, it is amazing. I mean, and full credit, Johnny Marr, he did well. I was not aware that Johnny was the source of the breakup. Was he just kind of pissed off with Morrissey? Because Morrissey is such an enigmatic, singular individual that maybe Johnny just said, you're becoming impossible to work with, because presumably Morrissey wasn't happy with the whole Smiths thing. And of course, they went into legal trouble with O'Rourke and the other fella. That helped them out. Yeah, Joyce. I forget the first name.
Mike Joyce.
Well, the problem there, Rachel, was they never had a permanent manager. So because Morrissey was firing managers left, right, and centre, most of the business side of things was handled by Marr, and he was sort of stressed. It was too much for him to handle. It wasn't why he started a band, to be the manager. So that was a bit much to take. After they all agree that their best album was Strange Ways, Here We Come. Right? Morrissey, Marr, Stephen Street, they all think Strange Ways was the pinnacle in their prime. And no one sensed a breakup was imminent when they were making this album. But Johnny Marr takes a break. It's too much just too much. And they say, well, before you go, let's do some B-sides for the singles that are going to come out from Strange Ways. And Morrissey has a bright idea to do a cover of Work is a Four-Letter Word by Cilla Black. And the rest of them sort of begrudgingly, reluctantly go along with it, don't like the results. Anyway, Marr leaves for LA, joins Talking Heads. And then a piece in the NME appears that says Marr has left the Smiths, they've broken up. And and Marr didn't leak that to the press. Somebody did, and Marr was so furious. He hadn't even left the band. He hadn't decided to leave, but he was so furious about that being leaked to the press that he did leave. He did, in fact, break up the band. So that's the downfall of the great band. That's how it happened.
I love that. That's a great rundown. Rob, you seemed to be inspired there for a second. What's happening, buddy?
Hey, Rachel, this reminds me, because the AI voice that Yesterday Papers uses is so compelling.
More compelling than our beloved Jim? Holy smokes.
What happened to that Yesterday Papers, dude?
Yesterday's Papers, where's YP? A super good guy. I should reach out to him on his channel and say, look, come by. I'm doing a thing on Monday. Because YP always enjoyed kind of the shenanigans we get up here. Jim, that was actually quite an interesting retelling of the breakup of the Smiths and all that was going on at that time. Massey, were you aware of these details? That he was?
I don't know the details, but I do like Morrissey's later albums with what are the Italians or the Spanish band he has, whatever. I like the later Morrissey albums.
David Donnelly has a good one of.
What's David doing?
I can't see it anymore.
Okay, David, you had a comment. Hold on. Spring Hill Jim, what about Marcus Russell at Ignition Management for David Donnelly? Marcus Russell, Ignition Management. Know anything about that, Jim?
I can't see the comment.
Okay, I'll make you big.
Oh, yeah, I see it now.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that, actually.
Okay, he's got there's a what do you call that? You know, a black spot, or, you know, there's a gap in the knowledge base.
Yeah.
Donnelly, you got to tell us about that. Teach us. We're all here learning.
I'm taking off. Thank you for having me up. Good talking to most of you. Salute to the chat.
Flo! Flo, where did we catch you? When are you broadcasting?
Was that a jab at me?
Oh, no, just
it was not.
When are you broadcasting so we can catch your show?
So I broadcast primarily on the Powdered Dusty channel now, not on Flow State anymore because of the monetization stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't keep to a schedule. But most nights, I probably stream 5 nights a week, and I probably start around on average 8-ish Central Time. So.
Okay, I want to be over there and support you because you came over to support me. You're so kind to do so, Flo. And it'd be fun to pop up and do one of your shows. And,
it would be fun to have you, or anybody's welcome. They're frequently open panels.
Yeah, Dobbsy needs a wrench. Yes, Fred Dobbs.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Dobbsy's here. We love him. He's, Rob, there's a past and there's a future. And Mazzy and I have talked about this before. There's no way to bury a hatchet in somebody's head. You want to bury it firmly in the ground, hug, embrace, and
I like that first part, Rachel.
Well, Rob, no, we don't do that. It's all low carb, no drugs. We're just eating properly. You got to cut out this stuff. No Ozempic crap.
Have you seen the people with the Ozempic face?
They look like hell.
They look like
ghouls.
It breaks down protein in their bodies. You don't want to break down protein. You want to build it up. But yeah, we're doing good. I'm going to work down Dobbsy to my Butterfield 8 weight. That's the goal. We'll see how we do with it. But it's great, Jim, that you brought in the Morrissey topic. I know he's one of your favorites, if not your very favorite. And you know a lot, and you like the kitchen sink dramas. I got to tell you, Georgie Girl, which I remember when that came out there. Hey there, Georgie Girl, swinging down the street so fancy free. That was incredible. And then also, what was the other one you showed there? Another standard, another must-see. To Sir with Love, Sidney Poitier. And, of course, the Tough Kids at school. Lulu's in there. I think she might have been married to Maurice Gibb when she performed that in 1967. It was around that time when she was married
Judy
to Maurice.
Geeson. I think Judy Geeson's the main woman in that.
Yeah, it's a great show. Yeah. And Poitier, they couldn't get a better actor to play the school teacher.
Yeah, Poitier, and you've got Susie Kendall, Judy Geeson. Susie Kendall was also in.
I can call him. He's got another.
This is another favourite from that period. Up the Junction.
Oh, Up the Junction. Now, is that a reference to our boys from
Squeeze?
Yeah, Up the Junction. Squeeze.
They probably did it after. They probably took the song.
Yeah, no, the song by Squeeze came after this.
Yeah.
I wonder if they referenced that movie, if that's where they got the idea for the catchy title.
Sure.
Yeah.
David Donnelly, to help us all out, Marcus Russell is still managing Morris's business affairs alongside with a family friend who's his accountant.
David's family friend.
David's family friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's incredible. And a question for David Donnelly. David, have you ever met or do you know Morrissey in any way? Jim, do you collect music posters? Any Morrissey or Smith posters around the house for you?
Well, I do have I was very kindly given a copy, a poster, a Vauxhall and I poster, which were handed out at signings that Morrissey did at the HMV in Manchester for the album. And these posters, they were handed out at the signing. It's like a meet and greet. Yeah. And I have that framed.
So he actually showed up for a meet and greet?
Yeah, he did.
Now you're in Yorkshire. Have you ever had the occasion to go into Manchester and catch Morrissey perform?
Yeah, well, the first time I ever saw Morrissey was the first time I ever saw Morrissey live was at the Apollo in Manchester, which is the very same venue where Morrissey and Ma met for the first time, where they were queuing up for a Patti Smith concert in like the late 70s. And they were outside and they were introduced by another great guitarist, Billy Duffy from The Cult.
Oh, Billy Duffy, yeah, of course. And him with the White Falcon Grush, when they first came out with She Sells Sanctuary. You know who I like, Jim, in that group? And Mousy, I don't know if you like them. I forget the name of the girls, but the two girls that were dating Doctor and the Medics, the kind of funny guy from that, and they do that dance thing, and they were doing the stuff for The Cult, and they did dancing for Doctor and the Medics, and they are just such a visual thing. I mean, Roy Wood's in the video. They did a cover of ABBA, Waterloo's thing. It was just hilarious. And Roy Wood, late of The Move, ELO, is in that video with him. Have you seen the video, Matt?
No.
Mazzy, you're missing out. I want to expose you to more music because it's something you seem to be sadly lacking in your own existence. Robbie, have you ever seen that Roy Wood with?
I have seen it. I did see this. I did see the Smiths once, and it was unfortunately, and I love the Smiths. They're probably my favorite 80s band, but it was a terrible show. It was at an Oakland venue that had shitty sound, and they were it was an off night, and I was so bummed.
Was it the Meet His Murder tour, or was it Queen is Dead?
I'd have to look it up now. I don't even remember now. But I bought all.
The best tour. One of the best tours they ever did was in the US on the Queen is Dead tour, and there's a great bootleg floating around live at Laguna Hills. I think it's called.
Oakland, 1980s.
With Craig Gannon he was in the band by that point on rhythm guitar.
It was June 1985.
Oh, that would have been Meet His Murder. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Jeff, where did your love for these old movies come from? That's another question I have for you, because you love the kitchen sink dramas. I enjoyed. Sue and I watch a number of them, and of course some of the great Albert Finney and Richard Harris, of course. Man Called Horse. I just love English actors when they yell like that. Nick, you know what I've done. A Man Called Horse, and I like watching Beckett, the incredible The Lion in Winter, Beckett. Oh, who is the king? I just love these old films, but these kitchen sink dramas, they were all working class England, a lot of them in black and white, hard knocks, tough living, a little bit of drama, adultery, a little, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, say no more, say no more. But they're very good and very compelling. And I love, did the Smiths have that love? Because you see a lot of the imagery and a lot of those actors and actresses ended up kind of showing up on Smith's covers or in the artwork on singles and EPs and this sort of thing. Go ahead, Jim. How'd you get into it? Where's the love?
Well, absolutely right, yeah. I mean, I first got into Morrissey through the cover stars on the albums and the singles. In fact, one of the last singles from Strange Ways is I Started Something I Couldn't Finish. And on the sleeve is the great actress Avril Angers, who was in the movie The Family Way.
Oh, there you go.
And that's probably one of my favorite movies of all time. Hayley Mills is probably my favorite actress. I mean, I saw her early on in the movies she made for Disney, like Pollyanna, The Parent Trap, The Moon Spinners. She made a wonderful film called Whistle Down the Wind with Alan Bates.
She's in that early film with the French guy. Remember we saw that one, Sue?
Tiger Bay.
Yeah, Tiger Bay. Haley Mills is in Tiger Bay. That's a good movie. Would that be classified as a kitchen sink drama? Tiger Bay?
I suppose it's
borderline.
It's more like film noir. Film noir.
Yeah, it's quite good. And Haley Mills, I think that was like one of her first introducing Haley Mills. I think it's one of her first films.
Yeah, and her dad is in that too.
John. So I guess he became a Sir John by the end of
Rachel, this dream reminded me of the film Pollyanna, where she fell out of the tree and became paralyzed.
Pollyanna was one of my mother's favorites.
Holy smokes!
Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Sue.
Anyway, Rachel. Yeah. I discovered that one of the first Smith song I actually heard was called Half a Person. It's a B-side. And I discovered that Morrissey had taken a line from The Family Way. Do you have a vacancy for a back scrubber? Okay. And this was used in the song. So I discovered this, and I loved the movie. So I thought, well, who is Morrissey? I must look into this guy, his music, and the rest is history. So the connection comes from our shared love of kitchen sink drama, film realism of the 60s.
Is that the one, if you have 5 seconds to spare, I'll tell you the story of my life?
Absolutely, Mazzy. B-side of Shoplifters of the World Unite, and the cover star of that single, Elvis Presley.
So I remember a friend of mine who worked at Warner Brothers in San Francisco gave me a promo of that first. I had never heard of the Smiths, so I have a promo of the first album, the American version of it, and I remember that opening track, "Reel Around the Fountain," just blew me away.
Yeah,
I would play that for everyone I knew. Some people got it, some people didn't. I just liked it because it just goes on and on and on, and it's so incredible. I love it.
Well, I love the first album. I love the first album.
Hang on, Jim. Here's a question for you, a comment. How do you respond to this? The best Smiths bootleg is called "Thank Your Lucky Stars," which was at Irvin Meadows. Do you concur with this?
That's the one I mentioned earlier. That's what I had in mind. Yeah.
Englishman, bloody hell. Anyway, so that's the one. So this is the one. If you can get a hold of it, "Thank Your Lucky Stars." That's your best Smiths bootleg, kids. Thank you, Harris, for that one. Rachel, let me comment for you, please. I don't think you see the chat. All right, let's see. Spring Hill Gym Flashback Records had a bunch of Smiths 7-inch, 12-inch singles go up on their website recently. A few of them weren't too pricey either. So there's some recommendation for you, Jim, for the collection.
Thank you. I'll take a look.
All right, you'll take a look at that one. Kimba, we love you. Jim, have you read Haley Mills' autobiography? It's on my list to read, says Kimba. Haley Mills, she was a beautiful, sweet little blonde. And I remember The Parent Trap with Brian Keith. It was so good. Go ahead there, Rob.
What about her sister, Nanny and the Professor?
Nanny and the Professor. Holy smoke. Yeah, her sister, also an actress. And we just saw her in something too. I go, that's Haley Mills' older sister.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Juliet Mills. Juliet. Yeah. And I think Juliet and Haley are still both with us, I believe.
Oh, we just saw her.
Yeah, we just saw her. Okay. Here you go. Saturday night, Sunday morning. Anthony goes, this is friggin' brilliant with Albert Finney. The Family Way is a great movie. And Autophilia, for those that don't know, our good friend Anthony, though he lives in Victoria with his lovely wife, Jan, he's a Brit originally. He's a transplant.
We saw her in Avanti.
We saw her in Avanti?
Yeah.
Avanti.
Remember, she goes over to Italy to take care of her. Somebody died or whatever.
Yeah, she goes over and complications ensue.
Yeah.
Is that with Jack Lemmon?
Yeah, Jack Lemmon.
Jack Lemmon.
Yeah. Didn't she do a lot of theater too, like Jane Asher around that time?
She did a lot of TV, American TV.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Haley. Well, wasn't she in Head of the Class?
Listen, Rachel, if you want to be a Juliet Mills completist, you have to talk about her many turns on the Love Boat.
The Love Boat, Rob. Nobody knows the Love Boat. Nobody's taken more cruises with the Love Boat. See what you will about Gopher, but boy, oh boy, Fred Grundy could sure pour a mean drink. But anyway, I digress. Love Boat. You've seen more episodes than anybody I know. You went through a marathon period a couple of years ago, and you watched them all.
Yes.
Holy smokes.
The whole theory of the Love Boat is they would get 2 stars way past their prime. There'd be 3 storylines, right?
Yeah.
You'd get 2 stars way past their prime.
Yeah, absolutely.
2 kind of TV level middle-aged stars. And
David Baxter Birdie comes to mind.
Yeah, he was in the middle tier.
Yeah.
And then you would get 2 burgeoning stars, young people.
Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. Rock and roll god Joey Callios just texted Haley Mills first crush. Repeat, Haley Mills first crush. That's coming live. Here's the girls now as they appeared a few years back, I assume. Haley and Juliet, look at that, eh? God bless them. And is either one of them a dame? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, because I think they're both kind of Americans now.
They're both kind of Americans now. They don't get their dameship.
A dame. A dame. Well, they call them birds in English.
Listen, Rachel. I don't even know if Angela Lansbury is, but she earned her dameship on Murder, She Wrote episode.
Say what you will about Angela Lansbury, but when she was younger, I tell you, holy smokes, she was.
Yeah, McCartney did the score, helped by George Martin for The Family Way.
Yeah. Jim, any affection for Hermione Gingold? Hermione Gingold. Affections?
He's more of an Agnes Moorehead guy, Rachel.
I tell you, Hermione, quite an actress, quite a little actress. You know, she played the maid on Maude. I love that. And wasn't Mr. Drummond?
That was what's her name? Florida Evans.
Lorna Evans.
No, Florida Evans. What's
that? Florida Evans. What you talking about, Willie? I did it.
No, Rachel, her catchphrase was damn, damn, damn.
Yo, that's right. That's right.
Oh, come now, Walter.
When she throws the pan down.
Yeah, when James dies.
Wyoming Dave's so right. There it is. Hermione Gingold. You know, the ones I like to were the old English actresses that ended up on the old Bewitched show along with the lovely Agnes Moorehead. But you had Aunt Clara.
The one that died during the show.
Oh, that was the Mrs. Clara.
Aunt Clara.
Did Aunt Clara die during the actual production of the show?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
I know that.
Wow.
Samantha, what's her name, Gold or whatever, she took over from the first Mrs. Kravitz who died. Do you know, true life story, Jim, this will upset you, but I got to risk it. The actor who played Mr. Kravitz, the long-suffering Mr. Kravitz, apparently when he died, his body was in an ambulance, and somebody stole the ambulance, and they drove off with him. Here it is. This is a true story.
Rachel. That's how I want to go. That's how I want to go.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Okay, Mass, what do we got here? The Family Way soundtrack.
In shrink, original copy.
Oh, wow. Very nicely done, Mass.
Rachel, if you look closely, you can see how unkempt Mazzie's house is.
Holy smokes. Look at the size you got. Everybody's names. Look at Paul's name on the back of that.
Well, that's how it sells. Look at that.
Is that sealed or just in the shrink?
It's just in shrink.
Oh, all right. It looked sealed.
But this is an original.
Yeah, it looks very listened to.
Yeah.
London.
Look at that.
Wow. There was a reissue, like a record store day about 4 years ago.
I think there was. I remember that.
Yeah, I probably played it once. You know.
Well, I mean, I'm sure, is that a hard record to find?
I don't think so.
You don't see it around a lot, but it's not expensive.
I don't think it's hard to find. No.
Well,
I'm very surprised, Nick. You should say you have a sparkling new copy to give Rachel.
I would love that. Hey, Jim, there's also a sequel to Sir with Love. Takes place in the 90s. It doesn't have the same charm, but it's worth a watch. 1990s version to Sir with Love.
Didn't know about that.
Is John Comer any relation to what's Julie Comer? What's the woman, the young actress now who was in
Jodie Comer?
Is that any relation?
Not that I know of.
It'd be a great granny.
I'm going to see Jodie.
People are allowed to have the same name. Man.
I'm going to see her Saturday in 28 Years Later.
Oh well, an interesting Wilfred Pickles, who is in that movie, plays
you
Uncle
made that
Fred.
name up.
Wilfred Pickles. He was also the dad in Billy Liar with Tom
Billy
Courtney.
Liar, we all love.
Julie Christie.
Yes, I was dancing when I was 12.
The Pickles family are a bit like the Redgraves. They are like a dynasty of actors. There's Judge Pickles, who was his Wilfred Pickles'
what about
nephew,
Bill Pickles?
And his niece, believe it or not, actually moved to the States, and she's very famous as Ross and Monica's mother in Friends, the TV show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's the full circle. This is a dynasty. This is like, the Barrymores for American audiences.
Yes.
There are family dynasties of great actors.
And there is a Jesus Christ connection here.
All right, let's see what Jesus did with us.
Murray Head.
Murray Head.
Yeah.
And that's One Night in Bangkok with Murray.
Hey, is anyone familiar with the Relish family?
The Beckles and the Relish family, this is just absolutely insane.
Yeah, I like him in the tartar sauce.
I love this. This reminds me so much.
I think Nick's a big fan of the Salsa family.
I do.
Rachel, a big film recommendation from me is Deep End 1970, starring the lovely redheaded Jane Asher. She got snood in it. I tell you, the one I want to recommend for you is Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid, Part 2, the sequel, with a possible nude scene by Juliet. Well worth checking out. Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid, the sequel. Okay, now what do we got here, Jim?
The Go-Between.
The Go-Between. Julie Christie, the legendary Ellen Blake. Julie Christie, I think she just passed away recently.
No, she's still alive.
She's still with us, Julie Christie.
I'm trying to kill Julie Christie, Rachel.
Julie Christie is fantastic. But Julie Christie, you make fantastic cookies.
I love her in Shampoo with Warren Beatty.
Yeah.
In fact, I think they dated briefly, but she was.
Well, Warren Beatty dated everyone he acted with.
Yeah, they were also in a remake of Heaven Can Wait.
Oh, Evan, I'm gone. Jodie Comer's dad is a masseur at Everton. Mac knows he's from Liverpool. He's in the Peel. I love it how Rob Walker pronounces Liverpool. You know, it's kind of the Peel as opposed to pool. There's Julie. What a hottie. Rob, do your masculine instincts get aroused when you see Julie?
Wow.
Rachel, how do we feel about Colonel Mustard?
Oh, in the library, with the
candlestick.
Colonel Plum. What the hell? Russell, one of our best and brightest. I love gherkin-based humor. Who doesn't?
I'm surprised someone hasn't done a video in the vinyl community of bands that got their names from movies, like Heaven 17 and the Go-Betweens, and there's quite a few actually.
They might be giants.
They might be giants.
Yeah, that was George C. Scott movie.
Julie Christie was great in Dr. Zhivago. I don't recall the band name Dr. Zhivago, James. Try and stay with the topic as we're working on the screen.
Mazzy, that was a cool interview with the dude from Camper Van Beethoven and Cracker.
David Lowery, thank you.
Yeah. How'd that end up happening? Did you just ask him, or did you know him?
Well, I don't know. No, I'm a fan of. I've always been a fan of Camper and Cracker, and I haven't really followed his career. But I saw when I first moved here, Camper Van and Cracker will tour together frequently, and they just reverse, and he leads them both. But, I saw them last year in Seattle, and then I got the record, and I've had a little bit of a connection with Cooking Vinyl Music out of the UK because I did a big review on Billy Bragg, who I'm a fan of. Yeah. And they sent me some stuff, and I reached out and I said, "God, I'd love to chat with David." And he goes, "Yeah, he'd be up for it because and he was great, and we just hooked it up."
Yeah,
he lives either in Athens or Atlanta. He's a doctor. He also teaches music business stuff and copyright. But they just did a 40th anniversary show 2 nights at the Fillmore.
40th. Damn.
3 months ago at the Fillmore, and they sold out 2 nights. I wish I saw that.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Their
bowling.
First thing was the radio hit was the cover of pictures of
Matchstick Men.
Yeah.
That was
great.
That was Cracker.
No, that was Camper Van Beethoven.
No, that's right. You're right.
Here you go, Angelo. Head over there for all your political news. Rob watches it religiously, says, "I'm the best thing since sliced bread when it comes to political commentary." Great endorsement. Rob, go ahead. You're filled with
Are you only going 3 more minutes?
We're doing 3 more minutes. We're going to do a 3-hour tour today.
I will stay, but I need to go. So
okay.
hurry it up.
It's a poo-poo break, because I remember the old days Rob would frequently have a poo-poo. The show would go on for some time.
Well, Rachel, I'm comfortable enough. I'm comfortable enough with you right now that I poop while I'm sitting there.
Well, absolutely. That's friendship, ladies and gentlemen.
It is friendship.
I tell you, I'm so excited. Have you heard the news? Canada very quickly becoming the 51st state.
Yeah.
I'm excited. You're excited. We're going to be neighbors. I'm coming down. Move to bed because I'm getting in there. And take out the little commie statue. I found that was quite insulting. Last time we stayed in the guest room, we had a little commie thing. Get rid of that. Get a nice picture, 8x10 color glasses of the president, preferably with an American gorgeous bald
That's
eagle.
okay. We can bring our own. We can bring our own.
We'll bring our own.
Can I take a second?
Okay, Rob.
To thank Angelo Kelly for ruining the stream.
Angelo, for the love of God. But go over there, Angelo, sub up. That's my other channel. Every day, 12 noon Pacific, Monday to Friday, pretty much.
3
We're going to be there.
Wednesdays.
3 o'clock Wednesdays. Jim, I want to see you over there, too. We cover some of the exciting developments in England. And believe you me, there's a lot going on.
They didn't bomb your show yet?
They haven't bombed my show yet. We're still going for some reason, Matt. Ladies and gentlemen, as we hit that 3-hour mark, I want to thank everybody that appeared on the show today. And I want to say, Mazzy, we just love you. And great job with the tribute to Billy. And, God bless Billy and God rest him and comfort for his family. Yeah. And it was great that Rolling Stone and Pitchfork recognized his passing and his contributions to music locally in New York. Well, that'll do it for us. Nick, final word to you. Take it away.
Not much. Just thank you for having me, Rich. It's always fun to come on here and laugh at ridiculous shit because you can always count on ridiculous shit.
That's the show. All right, everybody. Take care, Jim. Thanks for being with us, Rob. I love you. Everybody.
Goodbye, Mazzy, Rob, Jim, Rach. Thanks again.
And you'll be back.
Later.
When am I going to be back?
We do this Sunday, every Sunday.
Every Sunday at 7 o'clock Pacific in the morning, Pacific time. We're here.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Enjoy.